It's the high school football game of the week on Wild Country 107.7. Tonight's game is brought to you by Pidcock Glass, McFadden Insurance, Tinks Auto Trading Post, your local McDonald's, First National Bank, Little Italy Pizza in Nelsonville, Gloucester, and New Straitsville, J&K Contracting, Fred Wolf Automotive, Athens Insurance Services, Athens Automotive Keys, Rutland Bottled Gas, Tri-County Career Center, H&R Block, Holzer Health System, and Coach's Appliance Heating and Air. Let's head out to the stadium for tonight's game on Wild Country 107.7.
Good evening and welcome to your game of the week here on Wild Country 107.7. Isaiah Lyle here with you from Gloucester Memorial Stadium. The Trimble Tomcats get ready to host the Waterford Wildcats. Big TVC Hawking matchup here. Two teams that could possibly tie for the title, or we could see the Wildcats walk away with the TVC Hawking for the first time in a long time right here in Gloucester. Just have to get through these 40 minutes of play. Should be a great time here as the Trimble Tomcat defense. It has been, tested certain times this year. It got ground out just a little bit last week against the Eastern Eagles. Not something you see very often. They are certainly going to have to work on that one because this Wildcat team will do just the same. They will give it to their running back and run it through you until you can't take it anymore. I think this Tomcat defense are going to be able to change up just fine, though, compared to last week. Coach Phil Ferris is not going to let a performance like that happen 2 weeks in a row. As the Tomcats come in at 5-3, they do still sit at second here in the TVC Hawking. A chance to take that tie, and that would be a very interesting one. The three-way tie for the TVC Hawking, as the Wildcats have beaten Eastern. Eastern has beaten Trimble, and now Trimble with the chance to even it all out. Should be a fun one. The Waterford Wildcats, they are 6-2. Those two losses very early in the season to Caldwell and Fort Fry. The only reasons that this team isn't undefeated, because I think they would approach those games very differently here late in the season. They've got a sophomore quarterback in Hayden Jones who continues to get better every time he gets the chance to step out on the field. When you look at the Tomcats here, unfortunately tonight, they don't have Owen Sikorsky. That is a man who is leading the three-headed monster that is the backfield back there, but without him, you still have two very capable guys in Matt Moyer, in Trevor Gowan. I think you're probably going to see Mason Hart, another senior, getting an opportunity to tote the rock around in the backfield along with their fullback. And they're everything, man, you could say, in Luke Osborne. He is somebody that every time you get to see him perform out on the field, it feels like something special, because he is able to, play the defensive side of the ball extremely well wherever you ask him to play. He is able to play in the backfield wherever you want him to play, and he is able to catch passes just about wherever you want. He has the leading receiver on this team as well out of that fullback position. How about that? Not something you see very often. The tight ends, they're the other leading receivers in Chase Patton, Chase Henry, Isaiah Hooper. Those guys all do a great job. Just it's a drag offense. It's a drag across the middle for the Trimble Tomcats when it comes to Brady Jasek passing, but he doesn't have to do it very often because of the guys that he has behind him. As we do get ready for your game of the week here on Wild Country 107.7, we'll take a quick break, get a word from our sponsors. We'll come back and talk about what you can expect from these Wildcats as well here on Wild Country 107.7.
In Nelsonville, Fred Wolf Automotive is your local solution to your automotive needs. Whether it's your first car or your last, they are here to help. People always ask, who is Fred Wolf? He was their great-great-grandpa who had a car dealership in Nelsonville in the 1950s. They thought it was fitting to bring his name and some of his entrepreneurial spirit back to life. The inventory is constantly changing, so if they do not have what you are looking for, please give them a call. Local people who love to help local people. Fred Wolf Automotive, located at 1273 Chestnut Street in Nelsonville, 614-309-1756.
This is XYZ Insurance. How can I help?
I have a question about my home policy.
Okay, question about phone policy.
Home policy.
Okay, gnome policy.
H-O-M-E, home.
Technology is great, but sometimes it's better to talk with a real person. With Erie Insurance, you have a caring, independent agent who's with you from beginning to end. Your Erie agent is McFadden Insurance. Get a quote today by calling 753-1905. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
What's one of the worst feelings you can get? The one that hits you in the pit of your stomach. You can't find your keys. I have a solution. Announcing the new location of Athens Automotive Keys at 528 Richland Avenue in Athens. Dan and Gloria can take care of lost keys, transponder keys and programming, key duplication for house or business, and they now provide locksmith service. Athens Automotive Keys is open Monday through Friday, noon till 5:30 at 528 Richland Avenue, Athens. Call 740-590-6843.
Tri-County Career Center offers students the opportunity to earn industry-recognized credentials in fields like cosmetology, welding, diesel agriculture, and sports medicine. Our programs focus on teaching job-specific skills that prepare you for the workforce, military service, or college. We offer 2-year programs and short-term adult classes. Ready to learn new skills and boost your earning potential? Start today by calling 800-637-6508 or visit us online at tricountyhightech.com.
I've never been a fan of math until McDonald's introduced their buy one, get one for $1 deal. Let me explain. So, with their BOGO $1 deal, you get to choose 2 of your faves from 3 delicious options. A McChicken, small fries, or McDouble. You following along? And when you buy one, you get the second one for $1. Now I got your attention, huh? So that's 3 options. You choose 2 of them. That's 6 delicious combinations. Don't believe me? Chew on it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Rutland Bottled Gas has been in Southeast Ohio since 1947 and serve all the surrounding counties in West Virginia and Ohio. At Rutland Bottled Gas, they have products that make your life more comfortable, like propane for your home, business, farm, and industry, space heaters, ventless log sets, Weber grills, and gas and electric ranges. Rutland Bottled Gas has you covered with 2 locations to better serve your needs. 282 Main Street, Rutland, and 177 North Plains Road in the Plains. Visit rutlandbottledgas.com or call 740-742-2511.
You're listening to the High School Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7 WSEO Nelsonville.
Welcome back to your Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7 in Gloucester Memorial Stadium. The Trimble Tomcats make the walk, the one that can put fear into the eyes of nearly any opponent that decides to step inside these fence lines. And it should be a good game here as the Waterford Wildcats, they're the ones that are going to try to take down the Tomcats here at home. Not an easy thing to do, even for a team that sits atop the TVC Hawking. Those Wildcats are led by the Jones boys. Colton Jones, the senior in the backfield running the ball, and Hayden Jones, the sophomore at quarterback. He may even have a claim for being one of the best athletes on this field. At just a sophomore there, you can watch him when he warms up. He can spin the ball and throw the ball better than most that the Tomcats have seen this year. I will say that for sure. That was what makes the passing attack of the Waterford Wildcats that much more dangerous, as much as they can run it with Colton Jones until his legs fall off, as he will. He will run it and run it and run it. Hayden Jones can spin it to anybody he wants. He's got the Heises on the outside. He's also got Max Roberts, another senior receiver who's got speed, and he is good in the air. He's does great jobs of making adjustments to the ball once it's already up there. It's going to be a Matt Moore and Paul Sharp show trying to lock that man down. They'll do their best, but you can't forget about the young guys in Potmeyer and, Finley Pencock as well. Those boys will be doing a lot on the outside when they can, but the defense of the Waterford Wildcats is just as strong. This is a defense that held the Nelsonville York Buckeyes very low in their game, was able to pick up that win pretty much because of their defense. So if the Wildcats can bring that tonight and the Tomcats bring their A game on defense, we could be in for a long, low-scoring game of just beat them up, drag them out, TVC Hawking football, and who doesn't want that? As we do get ready tonight, it is a pink-out game, and it is a pink and white with a beautiful ribbon there in the middle, Tomcat paw in the middle of Gloucester Memorial Stadium, as it always is. That's a fun one. And tonight we also got to recognize the one and only Jerry Lackey, as he received the Tomcat Excellence Award. Phenomenal for him there to get recognized for all the good work he's done as the Tomcats crash through the banner. Colt Ward swinging the American flag, and he appears ready to go, and so do the Tomcats. 6-2 Waterford, 5-3 Trimble. A spot at the top of the TVC Hawking on the line, and a spot in the top 4 of their respective playoffs on the line, as well as the Waterford Wildcats certainly sit just outside of that. They do sit at the 5 spot there in the Division 6 Region 19 Region 23 playoffs. But the Trimble Tomcats, they sit at number 4, and they can lock it in tonight with a win if they can beat the Wildcats in the Division 7 Region 23 playoffs. Tomcats otherwise do feel like they can probably pick up a win next week versus River Valley. Maybe can still hold on to that top 4, but you do it tonight, and it takes care of everything going into next week. The Wildcats, they are ahead of those Eastern Eagles over there in Division 6, a team that they have played already, beaten. They're well ahead of Caldwell as well, a team they lost to, but that Fort Fry team is the one that stays just above them with the win that they have over them. But a win against a strong Trimble team will definitely give them maybe just enough to push them over that edge. As we do get ready here, it's going to be the Waterford Wildcats receiving as the Trimble Tomcats do kick off. There's 12 minutes on the clock. Everybody's jogging out, and here we go. It's Colt Ward. He's going to be the one lining up to kick it off for us here. Trying to get a ball in, and we finally do. Back deep for the Wildcats. It's going to be number 10, Trevin Zimmer, and I believe number 32 is back there, Weston Hens. Could be Colton Jones as well. Can't quite see his far number. But we will find out as he probably picks up the ball. Colton Moore does seem to push it out just a little bit to that right side as the Tomcats do defend the scoreboard here in the first quarter. So they move left to right on your radio dial for this kick, and the offense for the Wildcats will move, right to left. I said that wrong because sometimes I forget what directions actually are. They move right to left. The Waterford offense will move left to right here as Ward steps into that one, and he squibs it right down the middle. It's going to kick over the front line man and into the hands of a back line. That is Colton Jones. He gets up just past the 30 before the Tomcats swarm him. He's going to maybe get the 31 here for the Tomcats to get going. The Wildcats to get going. Hayden Jones, the sophomore quarterback out here. He's going to be one to watch over the next few years if you are into TVC hockey and Southeastern Ohio football. That's for sure. He's going to be somebody to watch on the mats as well if you're a wrestling fan. But he gets to do it all tonight as he's going to set up for the first play of the game. Empty backfield. 3 receivers to his left. He's got a tight end and an up back to his right. Tomcats, see what they do is now they shift, and those 2 to his right have gone out deep. So it's a full wide formation. Colton Jones comes in motion. Quick slant to Roberts. Roberts in the middle. He does get met by the Tomcats, and he's going to be just across the first down line. Give him 10 yards on the first quick slant of the night there, as a lot of motion for not a lot of yards in the end. Clock rolls as Jones gets the play from the sidelines. He's got it on his wristband too, so he just needs to get whatever code he's getting from Coach McCutcheon over there. As the line gets there, he's going to start empty again with Jones out wide with his other 2 receivers to the left. Everybody staying tight on the line, so it's QB draw all the way. Jones gets through the first line of defense, and he picks up 5 yards on that first run of the night. It's gracious on the outside, number 70 out there. That's Dylan McCutcheon. He is just a sophomore as well, but he is a monster. He just ran a Trimble Tomcat about 15 yards deep. Second down, they gave him 6, so we'll call this 4 here for the Waterford Wildcats. They are nearing midfield already. Call it the 48, And now they go. Jones alone in the backfield again. He swing pass to Colton Jones on the outside. Can the Tomcats get there quick enough? Not quite. He's got a first down. Give him a little bit more, too. Total of about... No, they do call him out before the Tomcats kind of fell on him, so they are going to only pick up about 4, and they do get the first down. Chains move slowly, but they do move. Wildcats just working their way down the field, finding the space in the Tomcat defense so far with a couple passes. And Hayden Jones just going to run strong as they're going still empty backfield. QB draw the other way. Tomcats sniff it out a little bit better, but he's still driving. Hayden Jones' feet are moving. He does get 5 yards on that carry. And he lost a helmet. If he lost a helmet, he's going to have to step out. He sure did. So they're going to have to swing in another quarterback here. Will the Wildcats for one play, as that's going to be number 11, it looks like, Weston Fairchild. At least he is the one that steps into the game. We'll see who plays quarterback. It is going to be, that's going to be number 5, Jude Strauss, I believe. Or maybe number 6, Avery Pottenmeyer. I can't quite tell on that jersey yet. We'll wait till he turns around. That is going to be Pottenmeyer. He is just a freshman there getting the opportunity, and they didn't get him out there fast enough. It is going to be a delay of game on the Wildcats, as they just didn't realize that their quarterback needed to get out soon enough. Coach McCutcheon certainly looking around, trying to figure out why exactly that happened. Maybe he thinks the play clock should have gotten bumped. But ultimately, they've still got the same play set up, and they do still have to run it with Pottenmeyer. He's got Jones in the backfield with him. He's got an up man to his right. He's just going to turn and hand it to Jones. Not a surprise. Tomcats do a good job rallying to him immediately, and he did still drive forward for a couple extra yards, gets right back up to about where they were. It's going to be 3rd down and a long 5 as Jones jogs back in. Jogging in with him is number 14, Xavier Heiss. The Heiss twins. A couple of capable receivers, as one of them was going to be the quarterback until they got hurt last year. And then Hayden Jones stepped up and said, I can do this. Give me the opportunity. He's certainly taken it since then. Still 5 wide, but they bring Jones all the way across the formation. Now Hayden Jones is trying to run it to the outside. A couple Tomcats trip him up, but he's still running, and he is going to pick up the 1st down, gets through just enough of the arm tackles. Hayden Jones just rumbling and bumbling to pick up 6 yards and a 1st. Not too shabby there for the Wildcats. The Tomcat defense, they're doing a good job of meeting him at the point of contact, but both Jones is doing a good job of driving forward for those extra couple yards, and sometimes an extra couple turns into an extra few. As Jones is going to go empty backfield again. He's got Heiss and Pencock to one side. He's got 3 guys, including Colton Jones, to his other side. There's a hold that's going to be coming, and then who is that? That is number 15 for the Tomcats. Aiden Dixon throws Jones down. The hold is going to bring the Wildcats back. So that's a good thing in the long run, as it looked like Jones was going to be able to dive in for another 5 yards. 5 yards of carry for the Wildcats is not going to get you anywhere if you're the Tomcat defense, that's for sure. But gives you a little bit of an extra opportunity to make something happen. 1st down and long now, call it 20 for the Wildcats as Jones brings the play in. And they're going to stay in this wide formation. Roberts, Jones, and they've got a tight end now, it looks like, on the left, 2-man to the right. They're going to hand it to Jones as he comes across the formation. He's got space. Now he's got a little bit extra space. Somebody pulled up Gimp for the Tomcats. Can somebody get there to him? They can. They chop him down at about the 11-yard line, as Max Frank just could not, Mason Hart. Max Frank is no longer here. He used to wear that number, but Mason Hart just seemed like he pulled up a little gimp as he was trying to get all the way across there to make that play. That's why they're going to jog in Sam Everett, give him an opportunity, although he's trying to tell Everett to get out. So he will, even though he's clearly still holding on that hamstring. We'll see how that plays out in the long run, as it is going to be 1st down now. Ball is they'll call it on the other side of the 15, so call it the 16. They fake it to Jones. Hayden Jones has got it off the left side. Can he get anywhere? Just a little bit, as a flag comes flying in, and unless there was a face mask pull from a weird angle, and I think they're going to say it's a face mask. I'm not sure Hayden Jones' head really got pulled. Oh, no, they are going to say it's a hold, not a face mask. I thought the official was signaling if the Wildcats wanted to accept it at first. Makes a little more sense. The tackle looked clean, just maybe around the head. So that now makes it again 1st down and 20. Ball is at the 25 of the Tomcats here. Just running time off the clock. 7:40 before we get this next ball snapped here for the Wildcats, as they do have Jones and Jones in the backfield. One's going to stay in and pass protect. Hayden delivering. Max Roberts over there, and he does make the catch, but a good job by, I believe that was number 81 on the outside, Noah Smith, that met him in the air, so immediately put him back down on the ground. Only picks up 10 yards, 2nd down and 10. Not a bad job by Smith up there in the air. As Roberts, just a big, strong receiver. You knew as soon as he kind of went up, he was going to have the opportunity to catch it. But who was going to bring him down? Smith did a good job. 2nd down and 10. Jones and Jones in the backfield. It's everybody else on the right side. They quickly swing it out to Zimmer, I believe, and he gets chopped down after about 4 yards. Tomcats finding a way to start making a stand here. It's going to be 3rd down and 6. as 6:40 now. It is third down. They're even going to say it's third down and 7, I would think. Maybe they'll call it a long 6. As now they go with one extra guy in the backfield. That's going to be Zimmer in the backfield with the 2 Joneses. He's got 2 receivers to his left, nobody to his right. Tomcats almost jump, but they don't. They turn and hand it to Colton Jones in the middle. He gets blocked up real quick. The Tomcats do a great job of stopping him at the line of scrimmage. It is going to be 4th down and 7, 4th down and 8 even, and it's a long way unless the Wildcats have got a kicker. Kicking it here from about the 13. Doesn't look like they do have one, so it's going to be Hayden Jones bringing the play in. You can get a first down up at the 5, but can they make it there? Jones and Jones in the backfield. They flip the receivers to the other side. They got Xavier Heiss playing a tight end on the left. Can they get it to the end zone? Max Roberts too far to the outside. Jones couldn't get it to him. It's going to be a turnover on downs. The Tomcat defense stands up when it has to and make sure that the Wildcats don't see the end zone. How about it? There was some pressure out there by Corbin Lanning, and a great job just forcing Jones to put it a little too far outside. Roberts tried to toe drag, but he wasn't going to have a chance of catching that one. It was almost into the fence, hitting a pedestrian out here. It's going to be Matt Moyer to start in the backfield with Brady Jasek and a whole host. They've got the full wishbone going. Jasek turns, hands it off, trying to make a move up the middle. That is Luke Osborne, as Osborne is the one who gets the opportunity to run a little more straight running back tonight, with Owen Sikorsky being out for the Tomcats. Osborne picks up about 1.5 yards on that first one. Jasek jogs over and gets the play. Now he jogs back. As a lineman for the Tomcats, is down and up off his knee, back and forth. I'm not sure what he's trying to fix at the moment. But it's going to stay with Moyer and Osborne in the backfield. We'll have to see who that new fullback is. Haven't gotten a number off of him yet. Is Brady Jasek. He's under center. He turns. It's going to be a toss to Osborne out on the outside. He's got a little bit of space and gets through a couple Wildcats. Will pick up about 3 yards. It's going to make it third down and manageable here, as Osborne, with a little bit of space, made somebody miss. So now they're going to call it third down and 4. And that's a pretty long 4 at the same time. Jasek gets the play and brings the play back in. Tomcats come to the line. 4:30 on the first quarter clock here, as a lot of time came off with the Wildcats offense on the field. Tomcats can do the same thing, though. Jasek gets it. He's going to turn it hand to the Moyer for the first time tonight. Matthew Moyer with a little bit of a jump. He gets just across the line. That's going to be a first down Tomcats. Just gets across with the extension. Matthew Moyer did a good job getting through the first line of defense, as well as a couple of those defensive tackles had their arm on him at the line of scrimmage. Quickly the play back in here from Jasek. As I believe that is going to be out there it's either Eli Riley or McDowell out there, as that's going to be a pass complete to Chase Patton on a drag across the middle, but we've got a flag that came back, and I'm not sure if it's going to be a hold. It more than likely is, unfortunately, for the Tomcats, as it is going to be a hold that comes back. Looked like Jasek had the time, no matter what, to deliver that one. Just kind of zipped it between a couple defenders. It found Chase Patton's hands, as it was Eli Riley who's been playing fullback, but they send him out, Paul Sharp in, so they're going to go a bit of a wide formation here, will the Tomcats. Riley playing fullback tonight. He's normally one of your starting defensive ends along with Chase Patton. Seems like the right guy you want to put back there. As they're going to go I formation, Osborne with Moyer behind him. It's Patton and Sharp out to the left. They toss out to Osborne. Hayden Jones was out there trying to meet him, but a good cutback by Moyer. He was the one that got the toss. And he was able to bring it back up, pick up about 9 yards. So it's going to make it second down and 11. Good job, as he just saw Hayden Jones closing down the outside gap, but everybody had not flowed enough that he didn't have an inside gap to take. Good vision out there. That's what you want out of a senior running back. As for the first time now, they do split almost everybody out. Moyer's in the backfield for pass protection with Jacek. They're going to have to get this play off. Now they send Moyer out. It's completely empty. Jacek steps in. He's got some time. Flips it out to Moyer. Moyer makes a move on Zimmer. Zimmer might have had him by the toes just enough. Trevin Zimmer did a good job of tripping him up there. It is going to be third down and call it 3. Good job. If he wasn't there, then it would have easily been a first down, maybe another 10 yards there for Moyer, as nobody stepped up quickly as he was that safety valve kind of out throw for Jacek. But Trevin Zimmer did exactly what he could. Just enough. Third down and 3. Tomcats got to get this one across. 2:20 to go in your first quarter. They're still in the I formation with Patton and Sharp to the left. Osborne, Moyer behind Jacek. They turn. Fake it to Osborne. They give it to Moyer, who gets knocked down just a little early. It's going to be 4th down and 1. It's going to be 4th down and inches. They send Eli Riley out. I think that means they're going to get as much blocking power as they can into this one. As Jacek's going to get the play. This one's just a little bit different than the Wildcats going for it on 4th, because you're deep in your own territory instead of being deep in the other team's territory. We'll see if the Tomcats can convert. It's 4th and half a yard. The Wildcats have got 6 men in the dirt. Can the Tomcats match them? It's Riley with 2 men behind him in Osborne and Moyer. Jacek turns, hands it to Moyer. Can he fight? Can he go forward? He does. Gets the 1.5 yards. Just enough to be a first down. Tomcats driving hard right now. Matthew Moyer lowered his pads. He met a couple guys in the hole. Number 52 in there. That is Cy Ware. He is a monster at middle linebacker, and he met him and drove him back just enough. As they stay in the same formation, they're going to try to power run it. Just as many men in the dirt here for the Wildcats. Jacek awaits it, gets it. He's going to hand it off to Osborne this time, and Osborne gets tripped up just a little early. Has a good job on that side. I think Hayden Jones slipped in there and was able to put a first hand on. Good job, number 53 as well. That is Jacob Burke, another senior that fought through a good tackle block. We're under a minute to go in your first quarter. This could be your final play here if the Tomcats run it at the right time. We will see. They're going to stay in this heavy formation. 2nd down and 9. Didn't pick up just 1 in that first down run. Jacek, a little confused, but he does eventually pitch it to Osborne. Osborne's got space. It was a delayed option. He's still got room, and he gets across the 50-yard line. He gets to the opponent, 43. That was a late option, late triple option even for the Tomcats there. Great timing by Osborne, and he had just enough of a burst to get through those first couple of defenders. And then it was some green grass for a while. So now they might, as Jacek's telling the team, we're going to go ahead and take this one. So that is going to be the last play of your first quarter. A big first down for the Tomcats as they're driving, trying to put the first points on the board. We'll be right back with your Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7.
No matter what business you're in, it's about people. It's about treating others the way you'd like to be treated. The word service literally means helpful act of assistance. We know that our local merchants offer more helpful acts of assistance than any other place where you'd care to shop. Together we grow. First National Bank. Together we grow. Member FDIC. Online at first-national.com.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, come to Tink's Auto Trading Post, located on State Route 13, just off of Route 33 and Columbus Road in Athens. With over 30 years of experience, you can trust that you will get a great deal at a great price. We also offer routine maintenance on your cars, such as brakes, oil changes, and tires. Tink's Auto Trading Post, where less overhead means less markup. Remember to think Tink for your next great car deal. Tink's Auto Trading Post, 740-594-8465, or visit us on the web at tinksautotradingpost.com.
The Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7.
Second quarter action on your game of the week on Wild Country 107.7 is the Trimble Tomcats and Waterford Wildcats. Even 0-0, 12 minutes gone, and just a possession and a half into this game. The Wildcats took it off the opening kickoff, drove down the field to about the 15-yard line, but could not get the first down, could not get the touchdown. Turnover on downs gave it to the Tomcats, and that's where we are as they have been driving. They just got across the 50-yard line with a big carry by Luke Osborne on the outside, and now they've got the momentum here rolling into the second as they now move left to right on your radio dial. They're staying in the heavy formation. Riley behind Jacek. He's got Osborne and Moyer there with him. Jacek gets it. He's going to turn, fake it one way. They're going the other way to Moyer. He puts a man in the dirt. He's trying to get to the outside. He shakes off another, and he gets through. Good job, Trevin Zimmer, to wrap him up when he did, but he does pick up about 5 yards. 2nd and 5 coming up there as it was a kind of double delayed handoff. He faked it to Riley and then turned and faked it to Osborne before whipping all the way back around to give it to Moyer, who was coming on the counter motion. That's how much you can do when you got 3 men in the backfield. And guess what? Brady Jacek can run it 2 out of that. Wildcats, I'm sure that's why they know it. As Jacek awaits, he turns just down the middle to Moyer this time, who almost runs over his own man, but he's going to pick up a big first down off about a 10-yard run. As he may have walked up the back of Luke Osborne there, but I don't think Luke cares too much, as that's a great run by the Tomcats. Jacek quickly brings that play in as the Tomcats are going to try to keep this momentum going here, staying in the same formation. Jacek awaits, gets it, turns. They're going to go all the way to the other side with Osborne, who's got just as much space, but he does get popped there at the end about 8 yards into his run as Zimmer came scraping across from the opposite linebacker position. Good job by Trevin Zimmer to drop him when he did, because he was about to meet Finley Pencock at the free safety position one-on-one without him. Call it 2nd down and 3. We're already almost 2 minutes gone here in your second quarter. That's what these two teams do. They just run and run and run, so this clock is going to run. Jacek awaits, turns, hands it right up the middle to Moyer again, who makes a couple men miss, then gets under the next one. Good job running under Xavier Heiss to get that couple extra yards and the first down for the Tomcats. They're just outside the 10-yard line. Call it the 11, maybe the 12. They're starting to get far enough away from me here in the booth that the angles get funky. I'll do my best for you, being on my own up here. As the Tomcat running game, no Owen Sikorsky doesn't seem to slow him down too much. As Luke Osborne, we knew he could do a lot. Now he's getting the opportunity to do it every down. As it's going to be Jacek. Turns. It's going to be toss outside to Osborne this time. Can they get it blocked up? They do. But a good job fighting under it on the outside. I believe that was number 20 out there, Braden Smith. He's another sophomore, young guy out here for the Wildcats. Did a good job getting under the block so he could submarine out Osborne before the rest of the team got there. Only gave him about 5 yards. Can the Tomcats drive it all the way down? They're across the 10-yard line now. And it looks like Coach McCutcheon wants a timeout to make sure that they don't punch it in right here. We'll go ahead and take one with them here in your game of the week on Wild Country 107.7.
Pidcock Glass is the largest full-service glass company in the area. They've been serving Southeast Ohio for over 30 years and have over 100 years in combined experience. They do it all: commercial, residential, screen, mirrors, tabletops, and heavy equipment. Have a unique issue? Just let them know. Check them out online at pigcockglass.com or call 740-753-4527 to set up an appointment or stop in at 500 East Canal Street in Nelsonville. Pidcock Glass.
That man. Call the man. Call the man. Just call the man. Just call the man. You better call that man. Call the man. We'll call the man. Call the man. Why didn't you call the man? I should have called the man like you said.
Call Coach's Appliance Heating and Air to take care of your appliances along with your heating and cooling needs. Call or text Nick today at 740-594-1865. That's 740-594-1865. A family-owned business since 1986. Coach's Appliance Heating and Air.
The Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7.
Jasek pitches it to the outside to Moyer. He's got blocking on the outside. He drives through a couple of Wildcats, and he's going to be down on the other side of the 5-yard line. Call it the 2. Great job by Matthew Moyer and the pulling of the Trimble Tomcats to get all the way out to that right side as we come back from a timeout here from the Wildcats. As they're going to say he didn't pick up quite as much as I thought. Put him on the 3-yard line. He needs to make the 2, maybe 2.5 to pick up the first down. So it's going to be 3rd down and 1 for the Tomcats here. Their first possession of the game, still driving it down here in the second quarter. 9 minutes on the clock. Jasek. He's got 3 behind him in Riley, Osborne, and Moyer. He's going to hand it to Osborne, who tries to get bounced to the outside. Now he cuts back up middle. He is going to get the first down because he's going to be on the 1, I believe. I'm actually not sure where they're marking this. Hold on. Oh, no, they're going to say he slipped a little bit, only mark him about the 5? Ooh. They're going to say he lost a yard. No way. Oh, no. Okay. He didn't lose a yard. I just can't see because the angles are bad. So they did say he's right up against that 2-yard line where he needs to be. That's why they're actually going to bring out a measurement is what they're doing here. Is the line I was seeing confusing with the 5-yard line was the extra point line. That is what he was right up against. So now we're going to see if the measurement gives him a first down. 4 downs from the 2 to get it in. As they stretch it out, the officials are in my way, so I can't see from here. I have to wait for their call. And they say they are short by just about a foot. So it is short. Tomcats are going to have to go for it on 4th and 1 again. Or they can try to attempt to kick it. I think they do have Luke Osborne, who got the opportunity to do it a little bit when we saw him against Belpre a few weeks ago. Obviously a little different situation in that game, but he showed that he can kick a field goal from this spot because he's just about at that field goal stripe. But they're going to send the offense out there. At least the officials are still having a conversation as they're doing it, so they're getting out there as slow as they can. Patton and Henry on the field, unsurprisingly. And it's going to be Riley in the backfield with Osborne and Moyer, as the officials are still having a conversation. And now, they hadn't even rolled the clock yet. That was the big issue. They were trying to make sure everything was figured out. Now the clock rolls. J6 under center. There's 6 men in the dirt for the Wildcats, but Moyer fights through. He's going to have that first down, I think. I think he's there. Unless he has to be. He fell forward. First down. White Hat confirms. The Tomcats have got it. 1st and goal. And I mean, that nose is just about 1.5 yards away from the end zone. They are right there. You could hand it to all 3 backs. They could all get stopped, and I still think you might find this 1.5 yards in the 4th down if you have to. But hopefully they don't. As Jasek, he's going to be under center. Same formation behind him as it has been. Jasek runs it himself. He pushes through. We're waiting for an official signal. And there it is. Touchdown, Tomcats. Brady Jasek with a phenomenal push. Right up the middle, right behind his center there. I do believe that is Marcus Cable. Did a phenomenal job of just following his man. Again, with so many hands in the dirt for the Wildcats to just impose your will and gain that extra yard with the quarterback shows that these Tomcats are willing to put up a fight tonight in Gloucester Memorial. They're going to go for 2. First time we see everybody spread out a little bit tonight. It's going to be Moyer in the backfield with Jasek. Patton and Osborne to one side. They're going to bring that was Henry and Moyer on one side. They bring Patton the other side. They do bring him across the formation, but he makes the catch outside of the end zone, so try is no good. Tomcats 6, Waterford 0. We'll take a break here in the second quarter of your Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7.
Are you planning to install a new garage door or garage door opener? Don't do it yourself. Call the experts at My Garage Door Company in Athens, a family-owned company, father and son, in business for over 10 years. They are certified and can do service and repair on all garage doors, mainly residential and light commercial. Call today for an estimate, 740-818-2915 for My Garage Door Company. Since 1926, Athens Insurance Services has focused on doing one thing and doing it well, providing peace of mind through affordable, comprehensive insurance protection. Whether you're looking for car insurance for your new teenage driver, home insurance for your first home, protection for your business, or life insurance, they've got you covered. Representing Central Insurance Company, count on Andrew, Mike, Kendra, Hannah, Chelsea, and Brent. Athens Insurance Services at 375 Richland Avenue. Call 740-593-6639.
The Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7.
Colt Ward, he lines up to kick this one deep to Colt Jones and Zimmer back there as the Tomcats take the 6-0 lead on your Game of the Week here on Wild Country 107.7. Ward puts it right down the middle. We'll see who picks it up for the Wildcats as that one bounces right in front of number 4 out there. That is Drew Huck, the senior, who does pull it in. As he kind of put his hands on it right as Cade Burba was bearing down on him. If Burba would have thought about the ball and not the hit, he might have been able to take it out of the air from him. Nonetheless, Wildcats will pick up the ball at about the 33-yard line, and that is where they're going to start their second possession, just their second possession. 8:07 to go here in your second quarter as both teams run all the time off the clock they can. As Zimmer is going to be the up back to the left, and it's going to be 3 receivers to the right and another tight end over there with Jones. They could bring Colton Jones across. Then they double-hand it off to Trevin Zimmer. Nobody's out there. He's got all the space in the world. Can Matt Moyer get down the field to him? No, he can't. Trevin Zimmer is gone. Touchdown, Wildcats. As on the outside, I'm not sure who was getting blocked, if it was Moyer or Smith, but Max Roberts just drove them to the middle of the field from the sideline, and that's what allowed Zimmer to have all that space. As the Wildcats strike quickly on the double reverse, Trevin Zimmer coming back across the formation after they already sent Colton Jones across. Allowed him to get all the way down the field. So now, for the first time tonight, we see number 54. That is, I'm going to go 64, Riker Hutchins, stepping into the kick here. Left-footed kicker for the Wildcats. Snaps down. It is up. And I think he got that one. Sure looks like it. So they take the 1-point lead to the Wildcats, 7-6 here. About as quick as you're going to see anybody to score tonight on your Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7.
I've never been a fan of math until McDonald's introduced their buy one, get one for $1 deal. Let me explain. So, with their BOGO $1 deal, you get to choose 2 of your faves from 3 delicious options. Chicken, small fries, or McDouble. You following along? And when you buy one, you get the second one for $1. Now I got your attention, huh? So that's 3 options. You choose 2 of them. That's 6 delicious combinations. Don't believe me? Chew on it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Tax season's greetings from your friends at H&R Block. Whether you choose to file virtually, in person, or via drop-off, let's make it a season worth celebrating. File your way with H&R Block and get upfront, transparent pricing, expert help at every step, and a max refund guarantee that means you'll ring in the season by getting every dollar you deserve. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund. Limitations apply. See hrblock.com/guarantees.
H&R Block at 507 Richland Avenue in the old Morrison School Building in Athens. 740-589-5403.
The Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7.
The Wildcats take a 7-6 lead here as quick as they could on your Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7. And Hutchins puts a decent kick right onto Luke Osborne. He's trying to make a move to get out to the 30-yard line. He does at least make it there for the Tomcats to set up their second possession of the night, but a good job by the Wildcats of blowing up a couple of the blockers early, so they had some free men just standing there waiting. The Wildcats certainly showing that they can be a well-rounded team here. Defense broke at the very end And then they turned right back around and said, all right, fine. We'll make an offensive move then. Double reverse Trevin Zimmer goes just about 70 yards down the field. So the Tomcats go right back to the formation they're used to. Riley and Osborne and Moyer behind Jasek. They get it. They're going to give it to Moyer, who bounces off the first couple men. He's trying to get to the outside, and he does fall down at about the 31, 32 maybe. Just the 31, picks up one. As it looks like they're trying to see if Sharp and Patton are going to step in. They are going to send Paul Sharp in. So that means Riley is going to step out. So they do go I formation out of that now. Luke Osborne, he's in the middle with Moyer behind him. Two receivers out to the right. They turn, they fake it. So Jason's going to go all the way back around the other way. Nobody's there, but unfortunately Cable's going to get a hold that brings it back. As I'm not sure he was necessarily holding, but the defender sold it pretty well. So that brings it back for the Tomcats, unfortunately, as that was not a bad run there by Jasek as he booted it around the end and ran outside of that hold. That's probably the biggest reason they had to call it. And he did pick up 5, but instead they're going to go back 10. As you could kind of see that he was riding him on the shoulder out there, it was Marcus Cable, but I didn't think it was enough to really warrant the hold necessarily, unless the official could see something I couldn't, which he probably can. So now they go spread formation here. It's going to be Moyer in the backfield with Jasek. He's got one man to his left. That's Chase Henry. He's got 3 to his right. Now he sends Moyer out to his right. He's completely empty in the backfield. Can the line hold up enough? They kick it out to Moyer again. That's something they did before. He tries to get up the sideline. He gets popped out at just about the 32. So they're just about back to where they were before. Excuse me, not the 32. Just behind. I've got confused on my 5-yard markers. It's going to be the 25. So they're at the 27-yard line. Excuse me, still third down and behind the sticks. It's going to be a long one here for the Tomcats. We'll see if they find a way to pick it up. As Jasek brings the play in. It's going to be empty again. He sends Henry to the other side now. His 3 receivers to the left. Moyer stays in the backfield with him. See if he stays. He does. He's going to be extra protection. Jasek down the middle. That's going to be intercepted as Burba was not going to be there. Pencock, he gets through a couple of Tomcats, and he's going to be right back to where the line of scrimmage was, as the momentum is swinging here for the Wildcats, as Jasek just stepped into that one a little funky, and I think he was leading his man too much on the outside. He's beating himself up for sure, the sophomore, as it is a battle of sophomore quarterbacks here. Right now, Jasek's the only one that's made a mistake. So now the Wildcats have the opportunity to start putting on a little extra, as Jones is going to be empty backfield. He's got one man to his left, 3 to his right. Brings Colton Jones back across the formation. They fake it to him. They're looking past. They've got somebody in the side. That's going to be a catch and a touchdown. Xavier Heiss, as he just ran right down the seam from that, as he kind of split out from the end of the line. He was that one extra man that it's hard to account for. And the Tomcats just didn't. Good job by him to bring it in. And the Wildcats now twice have scored much quicker than you would expect them to. One play each time that they've picked it up in their second and third possessions. As now they get to lead possibly 14-6. We'll see as Hutchins steps into that one, and that looks good again, and it is 14-6. The Wildcats are up at the moment. We'll be right back at your Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7.
If you ask the My Garage Door Company team, how's business? They'll likely say, it's up and down, and they mean it, but not how you might think. My Garage Door Company's been keeping garage doors going up and down for over a decade. So remember, when a garage door problem occurs, don't call a we kind of service company or a maybe repair guy. Call the pros at My Garage Door Company for all garage door and opener problems. A family-owned and operated company. Visit their website at mygaragedoorco.com or call My Garage Door Company at 740-818-2915.
There's only one perfect food for watching or listening to sports. Pizza! Get ready for the game by calling one of the 3 locations of Little Italy Pizza in Nelsonville, Gloucester, or New Straitsville. Dough made fresh every day with 3 crusts to choose from, with all the toppings a pizza lover craves. Little Italy Pizza also features mouth-watering subs, sandwiches, salads, and appetizers. Open 7 days a week. Gloucester, New Straitsville, and Nelsonville. Locally owned and operated.
The Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7.
Tomcats attempt to run a little tomfoolery here on your kickoff as they go fake, or as Luke Osborne was all the way up. He grabs it a little early, turns, fakes it to one man, hands it to Paul Sharp, fakes it to another man, and Sharp is able to get up past the 30-yard line, just about the 34. And that is going to be where the Tomcats begin their third possession, as they're going to be the ones that really need to put a score on the board now. 6:16 to go in your first half. They bring Chase Patton across the formation. Jasek with the option, fakes out a man. Now he's trying to get up the middle. He does pick up just a couple yards there, as that was a good move. He made number 70 for the Wildcats. Dylan McCutcheon shook him out of his shoes just a touch there, as he committed too hard to Moyer on the option. He does pick up about 2 yards as Jasek brings the play in. Tomcat offense not doing too shabby, you know, drive down the field and then turn around and have one where it gets intercepted. You just got to find a way to make this third one stick a little bit better. They keep Moyer in the backfield. They send Osborne out wide. They've got 2 tight ends and another man out wide. They hold it in. Jasek, he's got the time. He's going on the outside. He's trying to find Paul Sharp. He's up there. They do not throw the flag, as Sharp was hoping for it, but they did a pretty good job on the outside, did number 20. That is Braden Smith. They were both just kind of up in the air fighting. You could throw it if you wanted, but it's probably all right that they didn't. I don't think anybody would have been upset either way. Although the Tomcats might be more upset that they didn't get it. So Jason gets the play in quickly. It's 3rd down and 8. Tomcats need this one. They're going to go same formation. That's Hooper and Patton in. It's going to be Moyer in the backfield with Jasek. This time, they don't even fake it. They're going right down the middle, and that one's just a little too far for Chase Patton. It was the right move, as he had Hayden Jones on his back hip, but just a little overextended there, or a little overpowered, for Jasek. So it is going to be 4th down and 8. Tomcat defense is going to have to make a play here, is that at least they do put the Wildcats deep this time, hopefully, if Eli Riley gets into one. As they do send Colton Jones and Hayden Jones back. Riley awaits. Ball snapped. He does get into it pretty well. Tomcats are down there. Hayden Jones picks it up, and he gets bodied immediately by Colt Ward, as he did a good job of sliding away from Sam Everett. So the Wildcats are going to start at the 42-yard line of their own. Tomcats defense certainly can't let up a one-play score, but they're going to need to let this one grind out a little bit. Not let them score before half, certainly. You do get the ball when you come out of the half for if you're the Tomcats, but you do not want to be down by 2 touchdowns if that's the case. So Jones is in the backfield with Jones. They bring another man across the formation. That's going to be Zimmer. They run counter option the other way to Colton Jones, who gets about 3 yards, and he's going to be on the 45. Tomcats do a good job of not letting the motion fool them too much on that one. A couple men over pursuit. The clock keeps rolling here. Hayden Jones, he's got the play. It's 2 sophomore quarterbacks that got to jog all the way to the sidelines, get the play, and jog all the way back. But that just shows you just how similar these two teams can be and how similar they often are. As now they're going to go 2 receivers to the left, 3 receivers to the right of Hayden Jones to see if he brings anybody in motion this time. He doesn't. So it's quarterback draw all the way. Can the Tomcats get there? They try to. He makes a good bounce on the outside. That's another block from Max Roberts that put Moyer in the dirt. And Tomcats are going to have to figure that one out, as Max Roberts is either putting his hands on him and just driving him in the dirt because he can, or there's a hold happening, something. But that's a big pickup by Hayden Jones. He's to the opposite 35 now. So they await the play. And they get it. Jones is going to be empty in the backfield again. This time they switch the formation, so they got 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Roberts matched up on Sharp this time. Now they're going to throw slip screen to Roberts. Does he get anywhere? He gets through a couple tackles. Tomcats are going to be able to wrap him up, though, at about the 26, so not quite a first down. 9 yards on the slip screen. Has just great job blocking so far on the outside from the Tomcats, whether it's the Heises, whether it's Max Roberts. They are making their presence known and allowing these plays to go longer than they should. Jones relays the play. Seemed like a bit of a long one. So we'll see if there's some extra motion in here. 3 receivers to his right, no motion at all. But they're going to fake it and run it out to the right. Can he slide through? He does. This is going to be a first down for the Wildcats. He's going to be inside the 25, put him at about the 23 for Hayden Jones, as that one was just kind of a scoot through, how you doing kind of run. This is where the Tomcats defense stood just a little bit stronger in that first drive. They can't let any momentum that may have changed in the last couple to kind of affect them here. They have got to be able to stand strong, not let the Wildcats back in the end zone. As we are under 3 minutes to go in your half, you're almost fighting the clock as much as you are the Wildcats here, or using the clock, I mean, if you're the Tomcats. As Hayden Jones is going to probably swing it to Colton Jones. No, he's going to go quarterback dive right up the middle and didn't get too far. About 2 yards there for Hayden Jones, as I thought he was about to set up the quick screen outside to Colton Jones, is where he had 3 receivers lined up to block. The way these receivers are blocking, I think that's what you should do most times out of that formation. Obviously, maybe trying to set it up for later in the game are the Wildcats, but you might have had one right there. As, again, Hayden Jones alone in the backfield. He's got 4 receivers out to his right this time. Colton Jones is stacked. They do get it out to him, but a good job by the Tomcats to get there. That ball is loose. No, they're going to say incomplete, as I do believe it was just enough of a forward pass to be incomplete. But a good job on the outside there, so I couldn't tell who was out there. Maybe it was Noah Smith, I do believe, the far outside man, who kind of shot under the arm of Roberts so he could get there just a little quicker. So now it's 3rd down and 8, 2:06 on the clock. First time it's stopped since the Wildcats have gotten it, aside from a first down. And Max Roberts, the one who brings the play in. So Jones and Jones in the backfield. 2 receivers to the right. He's got 2 tight ends to his left. He's going to turn, hand it to Colton Jones. They go reverse the other way. Trevin Zimmer, Tomcats were there, but then they lost him. Colt Ward lost him out of his hands, but the rest of the Tomcat defense was able to swallow him up after he only picked up about another yard. It's going to be 4th down and 7. And the Wildcats are either going to have to go for this or trust Riker Hutchinson. We'll see what they do. Looks like they're going to send out Hutchinson because they send out a few extra guys too. So Riker Hutchinson is going to line this one up at the 27-yard line. So we're looking at a 36-yard kick here off the right hash. He is a left foot, so he can push it a little bit if he needs to. That one's never going to get there, as he tried to load up to have extra, and he just got too far under it. So the Tomcats stand again, turnover on downs here. Good job by the Tomcats. Each time they've allowed the Wildcats to be deep in their territory off a drive. Interceptions don't count in this statement. They have done a great job of standing up and being a stout defense and forcing a turnover on downs. Now they've got to turn around. In a minute 15, they've got to get down the field to maybe let their own guy line up for a field goal. We'll see. As they are going to go 3 to the right, 1 to the left. That is Chase Henry out to the left. Matt Moyer is in the backfield with Jacek. They're going to turn and hand it to Moyer as he's got some space. He's still on his feet. Good job by the Tomcats receivers themselves blocking, as that is going to be about a 9-yard pickup for Matt Moyer on first down. And Coach Ferris wants a timeout. Good call. We'll go ahead and take one here with them on your Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7.
Discover your future at Tri-County Career Center, where students earn industry-recognized credentials in fields like nursing, HVAC, networking, and welding. Dive into a learning experience that equips you with the job-focused skills needed to succeed in the workforce, the military, or college. Whether you're eyeing our 2-year programs or adult courses, you too can boost your earning potential. Take the first step today. Call 800-637-6508 or visit us at tricountyhightech.com. Tri-County proudly supports all student athletes.
Let's be honest. The only way you should have glass work done around the house or at your business is by a professional. And that professional is Pidcock Glass in Nelsonville. They do glass replacement, storm window and repairs, and patio door glass. They do custom glass, mirrors, plexiglass, and Lexan. They can even cut custom glass of all shapes. Call Pidcock Glass today at 740-753-4527 or stop in at 500 East Canal Street in Nelsonville. Check them out online at pidcockglass.com.
The Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7.
Brady Jasek has to roll away from everybody. Throws it up to Paul Sharp, who pulls it down. Tomcats have got a first down on the other side of the field here as they are trying to drive late in your second quarter. 53 seconds to go. They're down 14-6. And they just made a big connection. Brady Jasek to Paul Sharp. It was a play they tried to run earlier. They got broken up, but they did a phenomenal job at pulling that one down. Did Paul Sharp there. And another timeout by Coach Ferris. We're going to keep it here on this one as the Tomcats got to make a move here with 53 to go, down 14-6. They've already made the defensive stand to not be down by 2 touchdowns. Now you've got an opportunity to get up here and tie it here before you go to half, and you go have the ball at the beginning of the second half. That's called winning the middle of the game. Tomcats can do that. They've got an opportunity here for sure. As the Wildcats, that pass defense sometimes just gets a little away from their man, but that one more was Brady Jasek making a play with his feet, getting himself as open as he can out to his left. Did a good job of flipping his hips and delivering just a ball that was up there that he knew Paul Sharp could get to if he had to. And that man got up there. He's not the tallest receiver that you'll see out here. Neither of the Tomcat receivers are, but they can get up as they quickly go outside to Osborne as nobody's out there, so he's going to have an opportunity to get over there and get out of bounds. So good job stopping the clock and picking up about 7 yards from Luke Osborne. He wanted to probably pick up a few more, maybe get another first down, as they're even going to say that he ran out of bounds a touch earlier than I expected. Call it only 4 or 6 yards that he picked up. Second down and a long 4 coming. As they are going to stay in this spread formation. This time they send Patton out just a little bit further. No, he is going to stay on the line. So Chase Henry and Patton on the line. You've got Sharp and Osborne on the outside. Moyer in to help block. As he missed somebody, Jasek's trying to get through it, and he didn't. Brought him down for a 1-yard loss, and that's going to be a timeout from Coach Ferris on the sack. We will take this one with him here on your Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7.
The Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise, but Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change your car, driver, or address.
Your Erie agent is McFadden Insurance. Get a quote today by calling 753-1905.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at erieinsurance.com. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, come to Tink's Auto Trading Post, located on State Route 13, just off of Route 33 and Columbus Road in Athens. With over 30 years of experience, you can trust that you will get a great deal at a great price. We also offer routine maintenance on your cars, such as brakes, oil changes, and tires. Tink's Auto Trading Post, where less overhead means less markup. Remember to think Tink for your next great car deal. Tink's Auto Trading Post, 740-594-8465, or visit us on the web at tinksautotradingpost.com.
The Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7.
That pass from Brady Jasek just sails a touch away from Chase Henry as he was trying to deliver it on the out route that would have been right there on the first down marker. but just couldn't quite, as that throw just, it looked like he didn't get his shoulder rotated all the way around, looked a little funky as he threw it. So it's now going to be 4th down and 6 here for the Tomcats, maybe even just a long 5, whatever you want to say, as they are trying to even this game up before halftime. 37 seconds to go, Jasek throws it down the middle to Henry, and that time, good job by Trevin Zimmer coming off the back hip at just the right time to smack that one down. Turnover on downs for the Tomcats. And since the Wildcats have scored quickly a couple times, this defense is going to have to button down for 33 seconds. They can't assume that the Wildcats are just going to go ahead and knee this one and take it to half, knowing that this game is very different if they are up by 2 scores, even if the Tomcats get the ball. Hayden Jones brings the play in for the Wildcats, the sophomore quarterback, as they are going to be in the formation they've been in most of the night. 2 tight ends up to the right this time. He's got 3 receivers to his left as Hayden Jones. He brings Colton Jones in the backfield with him, hands it to him to run it off to the right. He gets through a couple men, but then gets brought down by the Tomcats. Good job. As actually that was a blocker that slipped off and got up the field for the Wildcats. Colton Jones got wrapped up by everybody else. He's a no gain for the Wildcats. Exactly what the Tomcats wanted to do, as we are going to be at 10 seconds to go on the clock, and that is what's going to do it. Coach McCutcheon is going to keep Hayden Jones on the sideline. So we go into the break, 14-6. Wildcats lead here, a TVC hockey matchup that could determine all the marbles in the conference race. We'll just have to find out on the other side here. We'll be right back with the Athens Insurance Service halftime show on Wild Country 107.7.
Rutland Bottled Gas is a premier supplier of comfort. They make your life more comfortable with propane. Ohio and West Virginia customers have been depending on Rutland Bottled Gas as their premier supplier since 1947. With 9 locations that allow them to serve Ohio and West Virginia, it gives them the ability to service all your propane needs in a timely and efficient manner. With customized programs that'll fit your budget, such as prepaid, budget, lock-in, autofill, and market plans available. Give them a call at 740-742-2511 or visit them at rutlandbottledgas.com. Who can you turn to when you need a general contractor? Choose someone with over 30 years of experience, is licensed and insured. Choose the professionals at J&K Contracting. They're a full-service commercial and residential contractor. From new builds to remodeling, J&K Contracting has you covered from the ground up. Excavating or concrete, roofing or siding, replacement windows or decks, kitchen and bathroom remodels. One call, they really do it all. Call J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521. That's J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521.
I've never been a fan of math until McDonald's introduced their buy one, get one for $1 deal. Let me explain. So, with their BOGO $1 deal, you get to choose 2 of your faves from 3 delicious options. A McChicken, small fries, or McDouble. You following along? And when you buy one, you get the second one for $1. Now I got your attention, huh? So that's 3 options. You choose 2 of them. That's 6 delicious combinations. Don't believe me? Chew on it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Since 1926, Athens Insurance Services has focused on doing one thing and doing it well, providing peace of mind through affordable, comprehensive insurance protection. Whether you're looking for car insurance for your new teenage driver, home insurance for your first home, protection for your business or life insurance, they've got you covered. Representing Central Insurance Company, count on Andrew, Mike, Kendra, Hannah, Chelsea, and Brent. Athens Insurance Services at 375 Richland Avenue. Call 740-593-6639.
Tax season's greetings from your friends at H&R Block. Whether you choose to file virtually, in person, or via drop-off, let's make it a season worth celebrating. File your way with H&R Block and get upfront, transparent pricing, expert help at every step, and a max refund guarantee that means you'll ring in the season by getting every dollar you deserve. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund. Limitations apply. See hrblock.com/guarantees.
H&R Block at 507 Richland Avenue in the old Morrison School Building in Athens. 740-589-5403. If you ask the My Garage Door Company team, how's business? They'll likely say, it's up and down, and they mean it, but not how you might think. My Garage Door Company's been keeping garage doors going up and down for over a decade. So remember, when a garage door problem occurs, don't call a we kind of service company or a maybe repair guy. Call the pros at My Garage Door Company for all garage door and opener problems. A family-owned and operated company. Visit their website at mygaragedoorco.com or call My Garage Door Company at 740-818-2915.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, come to Tink's Auto Trading Post, located on State Route 13, just off of Route 33 and Columbus Road in Athens. With over 30 years of experience, you can trust that you will get a great deal at a great price. We also offer routine maintenance on your cars, such as brakes, oil changes, and tires. Tink's Auto Trading Post, where less overhead means less markup. Remember to think Tink for your next great car deal. Tink's Auto Trading Post, 740-594-8465, or visit us on the web at tinksautotradingpost.com.
Worried about running out of propane? Don't worry. Just call Rutland Bottled Gas. When you need propane, we'll be there. Rutland Bottled Gas. Always there when you need them. With their Keep Full program, you'll never be left in the cold. Rutland Bottled Gas, your reliable energy partner since 1947. Rutland Bottled Gas. Call 740-742-2511. Rutland Reliability. Always there when you need them. Ask about the budget, prepay, or lock-in rates as well. Visit RutlandBottledGas.com for more information or call 740-742-2511.
The Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7.
Welcome back here to your Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7. Isaiah Lyle here with you from Gloucester Memorial Stadium. As the Tomcats, they are down 6-14 here to the Waterford Wildcats, as the Marching Wildcats are out there doing their halftime performance on Pink Out Night. If you're here, if you see the video later, you do see that there is a lovely pink outline Tomcat paw out there. Great job by the field crew here at Gloucester Memorial for putting that one up. As it has been a game of basically both teams doing exactly what they wanted, I would have a feeling. As the Tomcats offense has done a good job just kind of driving through, picking up yards where they have to, picking up first downs where they have to, 3 or 4 times on fourth down so far tonight already too, as it seems like every possession in this game is a 4-down kind of possession. It is something that you are going to have to hope that you pull off every time, because the moment that they have handed it back to the Waterford Wildcats, they've scored fast. I mean, that's something you didn't really expect from the Wildcats after that first drive where they took as much time off the clock as they could, got down to about the 10, couldn't punch it in. Good job by the Tomcat defense there, and good job by the Tomcat defense on the last possession of the Wildcats to keep them out of the end zone again, as that one would have made them up by 2 scores going into half. And even though the Tomcats get the ball after half, it is a different game when you go down by 2 scores to this Waterford Wildcat defense, because they are flying around, they are hitting you hard, and they are not allowing gaps to be too open. Unless you're Luke Osborne and you get a pitch on the outside. Luke Osborne getting a pitch or getting a screen on the outside so far is, it's almost like they forget him out there. I'm not sure what it is, but he's definitely been able to be the one that gets a little extra free compared to everybody else here for the Tomcats. Matthew Moyer, he's driving in between the tackles as hard as he can. I mean, they hand it to him, and he bounces off 2 guys. He drives a little bit lower and bounces off another. Still, all did only pick up about 4 yards a carry, if that. But he is doing everything he can to keep this offense churning. Brady Jasek is doing what a sophomore might in a big game. That's kind of what you're seeing, is he is delivering a couple strikes where they need to be. He does have an interception on the night, but at the same time, you've seen a couple throws just sail on him, throws that he needed that have just been a little bit pushed out away from his receiver. And, you know, you can talk about that being a big game for the young guy, as this may be one of the biggest ones that he's played in his career so far when you think about what's on the line here, thinking about your top 4 in your playoffs, thinking about picking up a TVC title, all of those things. Can't let it weigh on you if you're Brady Jasek, that is for sure. But you can also see that it might be just a touch here. Do got to thank our sponsors, because without them, we do not get to do wonderful things like be here covering this game for you, covering volleyball like we do. We're in the playoffs right now, and covering basketball coming up soon as well. Thank you to all our sponsors that always support us through that. Thank you to Athens Insurance Services. They are our halftime sponsor here today, as well as H&R Block, McFadden Insurance, J&K Contracting, Athens Automotive Keys, McDonald's, First National Bank, Rutland Bottled Gas, Tink's Auto Trading Post, Fred Wolf Automotive, our pregame sponsor. Thank you. Tri-County Career Center, Little Italy Pizza, Nelsonville, Gloucester, and New Straitsville. Coach's Appliance Heating and Air. Make sure you call that man in Pidcock Glass. Thank you to all of them. As the Marching Wildcats getting through their next song here, we'll take a break on your Athens Insurance Services halftime show here on Wild Country 107.7.
Who can you turn to when you need a general contractor? Choose someone with over 30 years of experience, is licensed and insured. Choose the professionals at J&K Contracting. They're a full-service commercial and residential contractor. From new builds to remodeling, J&K Contracting has you covered from the ground up. Excavating or concrete, roofing or siding, replacement windows or decks, kitchen and bathroom remodels. One call, they really do it all. Call J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521. That's J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521.
In Nelsonville, Fred Wolf Automotive is your local solution to your automotive needs. Whether it's your first car or your last, they are here to help. People always ask, who is Fred Wolf? He was their great-great-grandpa who had a car dealership in Nelsonville in the 1950s. They thought it was fitting to bring his name and some of his entrepreneurial spirit back to life. The inventory is constantly changing, so if they do not have what you are looking for, please give him a call. Local people who love to help local people. Fred Wolf Automotive, located at 1273 Chestnut Street in Nelsonville, 614-309-1756.
Think you have to settle for mediocre car insurance to save money? Think again. It's possible to get superior coverage and still save money with Erie Insurance. Customers who switched to Erie saved up to $951. It pays to compare. Switch and save with Erie.
Your Erie agent is McFadden Insurance. Get a quote today at mcfadden-insurance.com.
Annual savings based on new customers surveyed in March 2022 who reported savings when switching auto insurance. Individual premiums and savings will vary.
Since 1926, Athens Insurance Services has focused on doing one thing and doing it well, providing peace of mind through affordable, comprehensive insurance protection. Whether you're looking for car insurance for your new teenage driver, home insurance for your first home, protection for your business or life insurance, they've got you covered. Representing Central Insurance Company, count on Andrew, Mike, Kendra, Hannah, Chelsea, and Brent. Athens Insurance Services at 375 Richland Avenue. Call 740-593-6639.
You're listening to the High School Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7 WSEO Nelsonville.
And welcome back to the studios of Wild Country 107.7. We are at halftime. Isaiah Lyle on the scene over at Gloucester Memorial Stadium as the Tomcats trail Waterford 14-6 at halftime. And we'll get back out to Isaiah here in just a couple of moments. We do want to catch you up on some scores from around Southeast Ohio tonight as we are in Week 9 of high school football. And, of course, teams positioning themselves for the postseason, which will occur in just a couple of weeks. Taking a look at some of the scores, Athens continues to look very strong as they are taking on River Valley tonight. Athens 8-0 on the season. Looks like they're going to be 9-0 as they are leading River Valley 42-0 at halftime. Jackson is shutting out Hillsboro 35-0 at halftime. Wheelersburg is shutting out Menford 40-0 at halftime. Groveport Madison is leading the Logan Chieftains 34-0 at halftime. Also at the half, a big game in the Muskingum Valley League. Tri-Valley is leading Sheridan 7-3. Eastern, Beaver Eastern is leading South Gallia 7-0 at halftime. Fairfield Union over Amanda Clear Creek 12-7 at halftime. Ironton 49, Gallia 7 at half. Waterford, as I mentioned, leading Trimble 14-6, and we will get back out to that game here in just a couple of moments. Fairland is shutting out Dawson Bryant. Colgrove 28-0 at half. Meigs is shutting out Wellston in the second period 14-0. Meigs on top of that game. New Lexington over Crooksville 38-3 in the second quarter. John Glenn 14-7 over Philo in the second quarter. Nelsonville York's Buckeyes over on our sister station, WAIS, is leading Vinton County 19-6. That game is in the second quarter of play. And again, that game can be heard on 103.9 FM WAIS. A couple of other scores from around Southeast Ohio. Morgan leading Riverview 48-0 at halftime. Eastern's Eagles and Belpre, we have no score in that ball game. Trying to get an updated score on that one from Southeast Ohio. And again, our game you're hearing right now over on on Wild Country 107.7. Trimble jumping out 6-0. And two consecutive scores, one on a run back of a kickoff after Trimble scores. Waterford goes on top 7-6 and then score right back to back, and they lead 14-6 over the Tomcats at halftime. Stay tuned. We'll get back out to Isaiah Lyle to get you set up for the second half of tonight's game, Trimble versus the Waterford Wildcats, and we'll get back with more in just a moment.
Football season is here. Keep your athletes at their best with Holzer in Athens. Dr. Jason Cox Orthopedics and Dr. Aaron Ramsey Chiropractic Care are currently accepting new patients. From follow-up care to injury repair, our healthcare team at Holzer Athens will keep your athlete in the game. Call 855-446-5937 to schedule your appointment today. That's 855-446-5937.
One of the best tickets in town will always be activities at our local schools. Athletic events, concerts, and plays. You can always count on an enjoyable time. Our children are the future. Let's give them all the encouragement that we can. Go to a game, hear a concert, see a play. First National Bank. Together we grow. Member FDIC. Online at first-national.com.
Pidcock Glass is the largest full-service glass company in the area. They've been serving Southeast Ohio for over 30 years and have over 100 years in combined experience. They do it all: commercial, residential, screen, mirrors, tabletops, and heavy equipment. Have a unique issue? Just let them know. Check them out online at pidcockglass.com or call 740-753-4527 to set up an appointment or stop in at 500 East Canal Street in Nelsonville. Pidcock Glass.
That man. Call the man. Call the man. Just call the man. Just call the man. You better call that man. Call the man. We'll call the man. Call the man. Why didn't you call the man? I should have called the man like you said.
Call Coach's Appliance Heating and Air to take care of your appliances along with your heating and cooling needs. Call or text Nick today at 740-594-1865. That's 740-594-1865. A family-owned business since 1986. Coach's Appliance Heating and Air.
There's only one perfect food for watching or listening to sports: pizza! Get ready for the game by calling one of the 3 locations of Little Italy Pizza in Nelsonville, Gloucester, or New Straitsville. Dough made fresh every day with 3 crusts to choose from, with all the toppings a pizza lover craves. Little Italy Pizza also features mouth-watering subs, sandwiches, salads, and appetizers. Open 7 days a week. Gloucester, New Straitsville, and Nelsonville. Locally owned and operated.
The Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7.
Welcome back here, your Athens Insurance Services halftime show. We are on your Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7. Isaiah Lyle here with you at Gloucester Memorial Stadium. The Trimble Tomcats down 14-6 to the Waterford Wildcats in a TVC Hawking matchup. Thank you to Mark Hunter back at the studio, giving us a couple of your area high school scores and taking a little bit off of my plate in the process. Gotta appreciate that as we do get ready here for the second half. The Marching Tomcats, they're still out there getting some tunes in with their pink floofs for breast cancer awareness. Pink out game tonight. There's plenty of pink out in the crowd. The boys are wearing some pink on their socks and sleeves and stuff. I will say, Waterford not participating, but sometimes that happens. The Waterford Wildcat student section that is here tonight appears to be hunting night. I see camo just a little bit, and certainly I see the Hunter Orange over there. So they made the trip up here from Wolf Creek to have a little bit of fun tonight in Gloucester. We'll see if it pays off for them in the long run. They do lead, as we said. But the Tomcats, you know, you can point at really the interception being that one mistake that allowed them to, you know, lead in this game. Obviously, you know, getting hit with a couple one-play scores, it's going to happen to you every so often when a team like Waterford walks in. They are a good, solid squad, and they can run a lot of trickery. That's what the first score was, and the second one there set it up well off of the interception. So that's about all you can do there. So the Tomcats, they come out in the second half. They're going to have the ball, and they're going to have to go down and score. If you want this game to be back in the favor of the Tomcats, if you want them in the driver's seat, even if they're down 13-14, you have to go down and score in the first possession here. of this second half. You've got to put faith in Matt Moyer, in Luke Osborne. Trevor Gowan we haven't seen tonight roll into there. I like him as a bit of a change of pace guy, as he's a bit of a taller running back compared to what they've got. The legs stretch out a little bit more if you get him on the outside. I would love to see Trevor Gowan step in and get a couple carries. We usually see him rotating in there with Moyer and Sikorsky. This time it's so far hasn't with Moyer and Osborne, but we'll see how that works out in the long run here. As the defensive side for the Tomcats, they got to figure out the motions a little bit. There's a lot of motions, obviously, that this Wildcat offense runs, whether it's certainly in the formations they are running, where Colton Jones has been out of the backfield probably 90% of the snaps that Waterford has taken so far. He's leading Hayden Jones all alone back there, which when you've got a line like he does in front of him with McCutcheon and Ware and Jackson, those are not something you have to worry about. He feels pretty good protected if he's going to throw the ball, and if he doesn't, well, he's run quarterback dive I don't know how many times, and he's picked up about 5 yards off of it every time here, has Hayden Jones. So they're certainly finding the ways that match up against this Tomcat defense. You know, it forces a lot out of the Tomcat defense, so now if they can make the halftime adjustment, which I'm sure Coach Ferris can, they should be able to, you know, find a way to settle that down a little bit if you're the Tomcats on defense there, which that's great. That means that you've got a little extra energy to run the offense. Brady Jasek is certainly going to have a bit of a better night from the passing standpoint if he wants to, propel this team. It's been a tough one for him so far, just pushing a couple passes. He's got the interception, but that one was more that he just put it up there and Paul Sharp couldn't come down with it. It was a good job in the long run. But there's been a couple of them that throws just don't look quite on, and I'm not sure if there's something going on or if his throws are just a touch off tonight. Sometimes it happens, but we'll have to see what he can pick up here in the second half, as again, they do start with the ball. And now Jasek and Osborne, they're the first ones out of the locker room to start working it out as Dixon and Patton and Osborne and Jasek. Is Aiden Dixon. He is playing a solid linebacker tonight, but he has the opportunity always to step in to play quarterback right behind Brady Jasek there. That's what the Tomcats have got. 2 young quarterbacks on their roster right now, which if you're thinking about the future here of Tomcat football, I think that's exactly what you want. But nonetheless, they do got to prepare for right now and prepare for these Waterford Wildcats in the second half, as it's going to be Xavier Heiss, Chase Patton meeting in the middle to, of course, go over the rules that they established in the pregame. 3 more minutes are going to go back on the clock here as it ticks off the last 5. So we'll go ahead and take a final break here on your Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7.
I'm Dr. Amy Maggard, and I'm a pediatrician at Holzer in Athens. Choosing to practice here meant coming home for me, and I'm able to give back to the community that I love. When it comes to local health care, think Holzer first.
I'm Dr. Aaron Ramsey, and I've been a chiropractor here at Holzer Athens for 20 years. I love this community and its people. It's why I choose to work and raise my family here. It's all about community, and that's why I think Holzer first.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, come to Tink's Auto Trading Post, located on State Route 13, just off of Route 33 and Columbus Road in Athens. With over 30 years of experience, you can trust that you will get a great deal at a great price. We also offer routine maintenance on your cars, such as brakes, oil changes, and tires. Tink's Auto Trading Post, where less overhead means less markup. Remember to think Tink for your next great car deal. Tink's Auto Trading Post, 740-594-8465, or visit us on the web at tinksautotradingpost.com.
Tax season's greetings from your friends at H&R Block. Whether you choose to file virtually, in person, or via drop-off, let's make it a season worth celebrating. File your way with H&R Block and get upfront, transparent pricing, expert help at every step, and a max refund guarantee that means you'll ring in the season by getting every dollar you deserve. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund. Limitations apply. See hrblock.com/guarantees.
H&R Block at 507 Richland Avenue in the old Morrison School Building in Athens. 740-589-5403. Who can you turn to when you need a general contractor? Choose someone with over 30 years of experience, is licensed and insured. Choose the professionals at J&K Contracting. They're a full-service commercial and residential contractor. From new builds to remodeling, J&K Contracting has you covered from the ground up. Excavating or concrete, roofing or siding, replacement windows or decks, kitchen and bathroom remodels. One call, they really do it all. Call J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521. That's J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521.
Since 1926, Athens Insurance Services has focused on doing one thing and doing it well, providing peace of mind through affordable, comprehensive insurance protection. Whether you're looking for car insurance for your new teenage driver, home insurance for your first home, protection for your business, or life insurance, they've got you covered. Representing Central Insurance Company, count on Andrew, Mike, Kendra, Hannah, Chelsea, and Brent. Athens Insurance Services at 375 Richland Avenue. Call 740-593-6639.
What's one of the worst feelings you can get? The one that hits you in the pit of your stomach. You can't find your keys. I have a solution. Announcing the new location of Athens Automotive Keys at 528 Richland Avenue in Athens. Dan and Gloria can take care of lost keys, transponder keys and programming, key duplication for house or business, and they now provide locksmith service. Athens Automotive Keys is open Monday through Friday, noon till 5:30 at 528 Richland Avenue, Athens. Call 740-590-6843.
The Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7.
Welcome back. Your Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7. The second half is what we get ready for here as Riker Hutchins, he's going to line it up here for the Wildcats. Tomcats are going to send three men deep. It's going to be Trevor Gowan, Matt Moyer, and Paul Sharp. Luke Osborne's going to stand just in front of him with a wide gap all the way up to the front line that Eli Riley and Sam Everett flank on the far outside. So they're either going to kick it short and put it right on Osborne, and they're going to go deep to the three guys in the back. We'll see what they do. Riker Hutchins, the left footer, one of the only men wearing pink for the Wildcats tonight on his kicking foot, lines this one up, and he puts it right in the middle to Luke Osborne. They do a funky little fake. They give it to Trevor Gowan on the outside. If he can make a man miss, he does. Now he's got a little bit of space. He's going to get up past the 40, and he's still not out of bounds. He gets ushered out of bounds at about the 49-yard line as Luke Osborne caught that ball, set it up right. 1, 2, 3, fake, give it to Gowan running all the way across. And he put number 20 out there. That is Braden Smith in his face on the dirt, and really allowed himself to get another 15 yards. That's what Trevor Gowan can do. Would love to see him again step up here a little bit in this second half in the running game, but we'll see what Coach Ferris has got lined up as he's going to go to his reliable backfield here of Eli Riley, Matt Moyer, and Luke Osborne to start. Jacek under center. They've got tight ends all over the place. I can't count them from this angle. As he gets the ball, he's going to hand it to Moyer. He's going to follow up behind Osborne, but the Wildcats do a good job of being there immediately. He is going to get about half a yard, so it's going to be 2nd down and 9. Just couldn't quite get through there. It's a good job by the Wildcats to crash it early as C. Ware and Colton Jones seem to be on a bit of a blitz there. As they do go, they put as many men in the dirt as you can. I think they go 5-2 here due to the Wildcats, depending on what you want to call Zimmer and Hayden Jones. As the same formation, this time they fake it around. It's going to be an option outside to Osborne. He gets around Jones. He's got to make a bit of a move. He does get on the other side of the... Couldn't quite tell, but he is going to be out of bounds, so it is going to be now 3rd down and manageable-ish. It's going to be just on the outside of 5, so it's going to be a short 6. Sharp is in, Riley is out, so that means they're at least going to go I formation, if not split more. Jacek brings the play in. We'll see what they do. Sharp's going to split out wide to the right. They're going to split out Osborne wide to the left. So it is going to be Moyer in the backfield with Jacek. We'll see if they hand it to him. They bring Paul Sharp all the way across the formation, way from the outside. Just speeds his way through it. High snap, but Jacek handles it. He dumps it off. That's Isaiah Hooper. Gets tackled right at the 50. It's going to be 4th down. Oh, my goodness. What is the field official from the other side doing? He is marking him at the 48, and that is very wrong. It should be on the 50. Move up, please. They do, finally. That was going to be a robbery if I've ever seen one if they marked it back at the 48. I'm glad they didn't. So it is going to be 4th down and 4, a long 4 at that. As again, as now the stick is on the wrong spot, but the official's on the right spot, so it'll be all right. And it is going to be a punt. It came out of that huddle a little funky, but it is going to be a punt. Riley, bad punt, but he does get into it. And it's going to roll deep enough for the Tomcats to be okay with it. It's going to be down about the 15-yard line, maybe the 16 is where they're going to say. So they put the Wildcats back deep, as that was not Riley's best punt, but sometimes that happens. Because I think if Hooper was able to fall forward across the 50 instead of kind of back like he did, they might have gone for it, a shorter 4th and 3. But the fact that the Wildcats tackled him right on that 50-yard line forced him into a bit of a punt. And now Cable looking like he's got to step out, but now he's got to get back in. Tomcats are going to have to run this 5-man front, it looks like. But Patton's got to step out on the third receiver. We'll see if they play this right. Hayden Jones alone in the backfield. Lanning gets to him. Let's see if he gets to Roberts. In and out of the hands. No, Roberts was able to pull it through Noah Smith, as Noah Smith met him on the ground with his hands wrapped up on the ball the same way, but they're going to say Roberts was the one who controlled it on the way down, which I would have to agree with. Big pass play from Hayden Jones to Roberts as Lanning was about to be draped over the back of him, put him on the 50-yard line. As Smith did everything he could out there, considering he was beat by half a step. Ball gave him a chance, as Jones is alone in the backfield again. This time he sends Colton Jones out far wide. Trevin Zimmer on the reverse. Tomcats aren't there. Can Moyer catch him? He does, and then he gets popped by Eli Riley to drop him eventually. But he already picks up about 20 yards on the play in the process. Down to the 30. They ran a reverse this time without handing it to Colton Jones in the process. Just Hayden Jones to Zimmer. And another wide run there for the Wildcats as they go back to a formation they're familiar with. 2 receivers to the left, 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Jones on his own in the backfield, and it's quarterback dive. He runs right behind his guy, slips off a couple tackles, and he gets rolled over at the 20-yard line. That's going to be close to another first down. They're going to call it 2 yards short. As the Wildcats are feeling it now, moving to the line quickly. Staying in the same formation. They can run anything out of this, it feels like, so why not? Quickly again, Hayden Jones runs right behind his offensive line. That's going to be a first down because he picks up 3 yards. They do jog Trevor Gowan in there on the defensive side. We'll see who he's given a break to. Nobody's come off. Now they do send Patton off. So Gowan's going to play defensive end out there, as he may be the one that matches up a little better when the defensive end has to pop out to the outside receiver. But now they don't need it, as they go 3 wide receivers and a tight end to the right. And now they flip as many people as they can in one formation. Now the 2 tight ends go to the left. They give it off to Colton Jones right behind him. Dixon's right there to wrap him up, but he does drive through a little bit and gains about 5 yards. As this is the Waterford Wildcat offensive line just starting to wear on these Tomcats, is what just happened. Okay, he's not hurt. He's just a goofball. Number 75 out there for the Wildcats, that's Ashton Huck. He tripped coming off the sideline. I thought he got hurt, something like Trey Greenlaw like we saw in the Super Bowl. Was not, thankfully. But they have got 3 linemen in as upbacks to run right behind for Jones. But the Tomcats get around it pretty well, so they are going to drag him. I believe it's going to be a first that they get to, but a flag is on the field. So the holding brings them back. It was a good play or a good run there by the Wildcats where they were, but a good job by the Tomcats getting around enough of it that it was going to be close on the first down, and the hold, that's just the cake on top in the long run. So now it's going to be second down and long, second down and 16, 7:13 on your third quarter clock. Jones gets the play from the sideline. As they are going to have, they're going to flip the 3 up men to the other side of the field, see if they run Jones right behind him. They do, but the Tomcats get around it well and drag him down for only about a 1-yard gain. Trevor Gowan finding his way in there. Aiden Dixon as well. That strong side of that defense doing what they can. As we'll see, they keep that same formation group out there. If Ashton Huck's out there, they're going to run this 3-up back thing that is just 2 yards in front of Hayden Jones and offset behind the guard. It's Colton Jones up there, Huck, and I can't tell who the third man is. Can't quite tell. Oh, Dylan McCutcheon. He's the one who steps back there with him as well. So they're just going to they flip it a little further outside to give Jones a little extra space. And they do get up to close to the 13-yard line, but that's still going to be short. It's now 4th down and about 4. Riker Hutchins was kicking 30-yarders better than he was kicking 36-yarders earlier, but I bet if you're the Wildcats, you feel good about this run game in the moment, and you're going to try to push this 5 yards. They actually set back about a yard further than I expected. But they're going to keep the formation. They shifted a little further outside, so Colton Jones is actually outside the tackle. Now they run it all the way to the other side of the field. Now McCutcheon is outside of the tackle. It's basically an extension of the line. Xavier Heiss might have left early. Maybe he left just on time. Incomplete pass. But the fact that they didn't say Heiss left early is pretty impressive. No, they're going to say it was complete. The ball popped out while they were... Now another official is coming from the other side and saying incomplete. So if they say incomplete, they do officially, I think they're going to say officially incomplete. We got 3 officials saying incomplete now. Incomplete. Finally, Tomcats get a first down. They're going to get it on about the 13-yard line. As that could have gotten as confusing as it could be, as Xavier Heiss either left right on time or early. I think it's what allowed him to have just enough separation, but Hayden Jones delivered the ball too low for it to be a reception. So the Tomcats get another turnover on downs. That's 3 tonight, but they've got to be able to cash in on this one. They go I formation. It's going to be Patton and Sharp out to the right with Osborne and Moyer in the backfield with Jasek. There's going to be another tight end over there. Just couldn't quite tell where he is. They're going to give it to Moyer, who's got a little bit of space out to his right side. He gets upended by Xavier Heiss, but he does get across the 20, put him up to about the 23. He's going to be right on that first down marker, but they're probably going to call him an inch short, and they do. He is. He's just technically short of that right on 23 yards, so... Going to be a second here, but the Tomcats stay in the I formation. Now they flip to the other side, though, is where they've got Patton and Sharp. Chase Henry's out there with them. We'll see if they run it to that strong side. I bet they do. They hand it to Moyer, who does get away from a couple guys. He gets away from another couple. He's going to be up across the 30. Now he's up near the 35. Matthew Moyer picks up nearly 10 yards when he only needed 1. Matthew Moyer running strong, keeping the legs rolling because he knows just how much this means right here. This drive is everything. 4:40 in the third quarter, a chance to run all of the time off of this one and even some in the fourth, and a chance to tie it up at the end if the Tomcats can do it. They flip it the other way. They've moved Henry, Patton, and Sharp back to the left. To the right. I formation behind Jasek. It's going to be handoff to Moyer again, but a good job by Trevin Zimmer that time to get around Chase Patton's block and blew it up. Trevin Zimmer doing what he can to make sure that this offense goes nowhere. It's a loss of 1 in the long run for Matt Moyer, and Trevor Gowan's going to have to step in because Moyer got popped hard enough that he just needs a second. So now Gowan, maybe his first opportunity to carry one here. Jasek brings the play in. 2nd down and 11. 2nd down and 10 and a half, but it's not how football works. So it's going to be Gowan in the deep of the I formation. Osborne in front of him. Same formation as what we had here. Let's see if Patton can make a block. Doesn't need to. It's a slip screen to Sharp, who gets up across the 40. He's about the 43. He's going to be just short of the first down. We're going to look at 3rd down and 8 now. Or 3rd down and 3, excuse me. Sometimes I forget what way we're going on the sticks. As Jasek brings the play in. They're going to stay in that same formation. Henry, Patton, and Sharp to the short side of the field right. Osborne and Gowan behind. First carry for Gowan. He dances up through a couple of guys and does get the first down, but danced a little tall. I talked about earlier how he is the bigger running back, allows his legs to stride out on the outside, but you can't have him running tall through the middle, that's for sure. But he does do enough to get the first down. They're on the 46-yard line, are the Trimble Tomcats. We're looking at 2:45 to go in your third. You want to hold on to this ball as long as you can, as long as it ends with a score. Staying in the I formation. Osborne doesn't get it. Gowan does. Gowan gets tripped up there. He does only get about a yard or two. As I believe that was Zimmer cutting through and getting a hand. Trevin Zimmer is a defensive stalwart today. He's also been running well, obviously, when he gets the ball in those reverses, but he has been the man to make the play when the Wildcats have needed him for sure. Did a good job of stopping the Tomcats there at the end of the first half, as there was a pretty good ball to Chase Henry right down the seam, but Zimmer played it perfect. And now the Tomcats are working down the field again. 2nd down and 8. I formation, same lineup. They turn, they fake it to Gowan, so they throw it out to Paul Sharp again. Zimmer does a good job of reading it early, as Trevin Zimmer must have figured out that the Tomcats aren't going to run the same play out of the same formation twice. That time he just assumed to kick it outside there as soon as he saw Gowan didn't have the ball, and it was a good play. And Sharp just tried to do what he could, but it is going to be maybe moves it up half a yard. We're still looking at 3rd down and 8. 120. As the Tomcats could be looking at 4-down territory. I would say so if we're going to move into the fourth quarter here. Still down, knowing that the defense, the Wildcats, can get ground down a little bit like this. Jasek, he does fake it to Moyer. He's got space rolling out to his right. He delivers it just a little high to Chase Patton. It's that one again from Jasek, just sailed a touch. And it's going to be 4th down and 8. Patton would have easily had it to make it a 4th down and easy if he didn't make it across the line or the line to gain. But nonetheless, it is going to have to be punt here instead for Coach Ferris with 58 to go in your third quarter. Eli Riley jogs out there. If he can get into a good one and force Hayden Jones to not touch it, then the Tomcats have certainly got a chance to pin them deep and let their defense do work. But we'll see what they do, as the Wildcats do come after it about half-heartedly, but getting a good one does Riley, and Smith certainly tried to pull a hold out there in the middle against number 12, which is Gavin Heiner, and might have been able to get it if Jones actually picked up the ball and actually attempted to run, but he didn't, so no reason to throw that flag. But it is going to be ball right about the 25 for the Wildcats here. They've got a chance to certainly take out the end of this third quarter clock and see how much they can take out in the fourth quarter. If you can force the Tomcats to have to work quickly late in the fourth to make the score to tie it, could work in the favor of the Wildcats certainly, as Jones is going to be alone in the backfield, 3 receivers out to his left. They do a RPO kind of thing to Colton Jones, who's getting away from everybody, but then he is finally brought down by Colt Ward. As that time they fake QB dived it, Jones ran a slant route, and nobody was on his back. So it was just an easy one for Hayden Jones to deliver right on his chest. They're up to the 43-yard line now. As they come to the line, it is going to be Jones in the backfield with Jones. They bring 2 receivers tighter but out to the right, 1 receiver to the left. That's Trevin Zimmer. They do hand it to him on the reverse as Max Roberts is continuing to just block everybody to oblivion. My goodness gracious. The Tomcats on the outside, whether it's Trevor Cowan this time, whether it's Noah Smith, Matt Moyer, they've got no answer for Max Roberts in the block department. I mean, anytime they run it to the outside of Max Roberts, you might as well assume that you're going to be able to get an extra 5 yards, as that is going to be the end of your third quarter. And we're going to go to the fourth, 14-6. Wildcats still lead on your game of the week here on Wild Country 107.7.
Tri-County Career Center offers students the opportunity to earn industry-recognized credentials in fields like cosmetology, welding, diesel agriculture, and sports medicine. Our programs focus on teaching job-specific skills that prepare you for the workforce, military service, or college. We offer 2-year programs and short-term adult classes. Ready to learn new skills and boost your earning potential? Start today by calling 800-637-6508 or visit us online at tricountyhightech.com.
Tax season's greetings from your friends at H&R Block. Whether you choose to file virtually, in person, or via drop-off, let's make it a season worth celebrating. File your way with H&R Block and get upfront, transparent pricing, expert help at every step, and a max refund guarantee that means you'll ring in the season by getting every dollar you deserve. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund. Limitations apply. See hrblock.com/guarantees.
H&R Block at 507 Richland Avenue in the old Morrison School Building in Athens. 740-589-5403.
The Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7.
Welcome back to your Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7. Fourth quarter here in Gloucester Memorial Stadium. 14-6, the Waterford Wildcats lead over the Trimble Tomcats here. And the Wildcats have the ball, driving with a chance to, the way this game has gone, the way these teams score, the Tomcats don't score quickly. A score here after a nice drive from the 50-yard line could really put this one away. As Hayden Jones, he's going to go quarterback dive this time. Nobody faking it, and he's going to pick up a first down there just enough on the second down run. As that one just, again, keeps the clock rolling and keeps this momentum for the Waterford Wildcats pushing forward as that defense, the Tomcats, not necessarily getting tired, but certainly allowing some gaps here and there. As we'll see, Colton Jones in the backfield for one of the few times tonight. They brought the receivers in tight again. Trevin Zimmer on the reverse. Nope, they hand it to Jones going the other way. And they do drag him down after about a 6-yard gain there. Tomcats doing everything they can, but Colton Jones, Hayden Jones, they move their legs until they can't. As Sam Everett comes out of the game, he has been hobbling around really since the second quarter, but he's been fighting through it the best he can. We see Luke Osborne coming back in. He's going to play deep here as they're playing two safety are the Tomcats. Colton Jones, they send him around. Hayden Jones, they fake the outside screen to him, and Jones just kind of slipped up there, I think, as Eli Riley did his best to make a move there, had Dylan McCutcheon pushed back, but in the end, I think it was just Jones slipping up out there. As it is starting to get cool, that grass is going to get a little wet, maybe get a little icy, a little frosty. As you see plenty of the Tomcat second-string guys, freshmen that may not see the field in a competitive game like this, they've got their arms as deep inside their jerseys as they can get them, that's for sure. And I don't blame them. I'm happy to be up in the booth tonight. Minute and a half gone already in your first quarter. That's right, we've ran 2 plays, and we've got a minute and a half gone already. That just shows the kind of thing we're going to be. As it's 2 receivers stacked on the outside. They run a slant to Xavier Heist there, and Luke Osborne was ready to lay the hit, but if he was paying attention a touch more, he might have been able to have the interception. It's all good, though. Incomplete no matter what. 3rd down and 6 for the Wildcats. Luke Osborne was ready to lay the hit as Xavier Heist was trying to lay out for the ball a little bit across on that slant pattern. Excuse me, that was 3rd down. This is 4th down now, 4th and 7. Well, 7 is certainly not the right thing to be up on the board. That is 6, if I've ever seen it. 3 receivers bunched to the right. 1 man in the backfield, Colton Jones. They fake it to him. Hayden Jones trying to get around a couple people. He does. No, in and out of the hands of Roberts. Oh, my goodness. Max Roberts is going to be kicking himself on that one, as that's another 4th down stop for the Tomcats. If they can do that for the rest of the evening, they're going to give themselves every opportunity to tie this game, as they have already. Now they've just got to convert on it. They converted on the first one from a long way away. They got to be able to convert on this one from the closest they've been on a 4th down stop, being all the way up at the 43-yard line of their own, not too far from the Wildcat territory. 1st down and 10, 10-11 on the clock here in the game. It's going to go I formation. It's going to be the typical 3 men out to the right, the typical in the backfield. As Jason trying to put it right down the middle, he finally does. He finds Chase Patton. And that's going to be just across the first down marker there. Give them 11 yards as they've been trying to find that seam ball to the tight end all night, and they finally do. Patton's a pretty sure-handed guy. He just needed Jason to put it on him, and he did. As now they're right up on the 48-yard line of the Wildcats. They flip it the other way this time. Henry, Patton, and Sharper to the left. Closest to us here. As they turn, hand it to Moyer in the middle. He's got space. Matt Moyer gets over the man who's on the ground. He drives forward. He's still going, Matt Moyer. He's across the 35-yard line down to the 33. Big time run there for the Tomcats as they're going to keep churning up these yards. And as much as they know that they're going to have to obviously score again to be in the lead, can't leave too much time on the clock for these Wildcats. I take that back. That doesn't make sense in the long run at all. But that's what happens when I'm on my own here. Sometimes you just have to hear me think out loud. As it's going to be same formation. They turn, hand it to Moyer again, but this time he gets met up a little early there. As Tomcats got to be careful. They don't pick up a extra penalty there. Good job by Carl Frank of just slowly putting Logan Jackson down after the whistle. Slowly. Second and 10, as that was a no gain. Moyer just kind of hit the wall. You actually saw Luke Osborne bounce away from the block that he was trying to get because of the wall that he hit. So Moyer was doing his best to find anything. Flip the formation to go to the wide side of the field, just Patton and Sharp and Henry. I formation behind Jacek. Second down and 10. They turn. They're going to flip it to the outside to Moyer. He's got blockers and some space up that outside. He's got, oh, man. He would have had an opportunity to go. It was one man to beat, aside from the fact that Trevin Zimmer, that's right, Trevin Zimmer found a way to put a hand on him just enough to knock him down. Still a first down, ball on the 23, excuse me. But, man, Matt Moyer almost had it. This time they flip the formation the other way. I would argue run the same play. See if Patton and Sharp can block up these guys on this side. Jacek gets it. He's just going to hand it off tackle to Moyer that time, and again, gets blocked up right at the line of scrimmage. He's going to get no gain. See where Logan Jackson, Dylan McCutcheon. I mean, you try to get through him. I certainly can't. Tomcats. There were so many Tomcats on the ground at the end of that play that they had to have the official help one of them up in the end. Second down and 10 again as Jacek brings the play in. They jog it out. It's going to be the receivers to the left this time with the I formation behind them. That time they throw the pitch to the outside to Moyer to that side. He's got some space. He runs through a couple men to get up on the other side of the 15, put him on the 13. That should be a first. No, they are going to say he's just short of it on the 14 instead. So it's going to be third down and 1, a short one. As one official is saying it should be a first down, I believe. One official is saying ball is touching the 13-yard line. That should be a first down. White Hat's conferring. They might have to come to get a measurement out of it. They are going to get a measurement out of it in the end. Is the ball does look like its tip is on the 13-yard line. The sideline official on the Waterford side has got it really on the 14. So we'll see if it is just close enough to get the first down here for the Tomcats. As instead of moving the ball to the closer hash line, they do just decide to bring it all the way across, which is probably smart. You don't want to get this wrong at all if you're the officials. I don't hate it. As that does look like it's going to be short, and it is by just about 8 inches, you'd have to say. Not even. Whatever the official can get between his two thumbs. His two thumbs were touching as he showed Coach Ferris just how far. So that's about as close as you can get it. Tomcats should be able to pick this one up. They did earlier in the night when they needed to right on the goal line. So we'll see if it's Jacek right behind him. But you can expect that they're going to put as many men in the dirt here, will the Wildcats, as they can. It's certainly going to be the 5 front. We'll see if C. Ware drops down as well from the linebacker position. He's going to be blitzing, but he's not dropping down. They run Jasek right behind the center anyways, and I think he's there. The Wildcats certainly tried to drag him back at the end, but I think the forward progress got him to the 12. Nope, they're going to look at it. And they do finally give him the first down. There it goes. First down, Tomcats. Like I said, they got to the 12. They should have been able to just go ahead and call it first down. I don't know if they were conferring on what the spot actually was or what it was. But that's a big boost for the Tomcat offense here. 7:15 and rolling on the clock. You got to get this one in now at this point quick, knowing that the Waterford Wildcats at least have to run 4 plays, and that could take 3 minutes off the clock if you're not careful. They keep the receivers to the left side of the field, short side of the field this time. I formation behind Jasek. They turn. They do fake it around, and Jasek get away from anybody. No, he can't. Colton Jones was able to blitz through there on a bit of a delay blitz that worked out perfectly because they were trying to do a double fake to the right. Jasek come back to the left where all of his receivers were for the blocking, but he was never going to be able to get there. Colton Jones knifed through. It's a loss of 5. They're back on the 16-yard line here, so maybe only a loss of 4. Excuse me. But they stay in the same formation again. Receivers short side of the field to the left. It's going to be Jasek under center. He's got his 2 behind him. This time he turns. It's going to be outside pitch to Moyer, but the Wildcats get to it a little bit quicker this time. He's going to make it back up to about the 13-yard line. He's still behind the sticks, though. As now the Tomcats are looking at 3rd down 11 with a first down to be all the way up at, I believe that is at the 3-yard line. Or 2-yard line, excuse me, that's where it is. The sticks, when they're at this angle, it feels like they're also a little far off the sideline so that the end stick gets a little hard to tell, at least when you're on your own up here like I am. As they flip the receivers to the wide side this time, out to the right. You've still got the I formation behind Jasek. See where's coming. But they roll out away from him. Jasek trying to get it to Patton. Couldn't quite do it. That's going to be incomplete. 4th down and 11. As this right here is the biggest 4th down of the game for the Tomcats. Certainly if you're trying to win it in regulation, this is the biggest one. Jasek gets the play quickly. It's Patton shaking off the dive that he tried to put in over there. You got to get to the 2. Don't get me wrong. Getting it to the 3 and keeping Waterford way deep is great, but you got to get it to the 2 if you want the first down. Paul Sharp comes in motion. That means he's going to join Luke Osborne over on the right side. Jasek's got to deliver it. He does. Right to Matthew Moyer. Makes a man miss. He's got to get forward, though, and he's not going to be able to. He's chopped down just short of the 5. So that is going to be a turnover on downs for the Tomcats, but they keep Waterford deep with 5:08 on the clock. What you've got to do now is make a 3 and out, something you haven't been able to do all night, but this is the defense's moment if you're the Waterford Wildcats. Moyer's going to have to be out. Cade Burb is going to play safety here, as he's not feeling too hot after that run. Hayden Jones, he's certainly going to be as slow with his offense as he can. He's got Colton Jones in the backfield with him, 2 wide receivers out to his left. Trevin Zimmer's up there as well. They bring Zimmer across the formation, fake it to him. So now Jones is going to run. He gets popped after about a yard gain. That's what the Tomcats need. Got to keep the gain short so you feel good about that 3rd down, or 3 and out. 2nd down and 8. He did pick up 2, actually. As Roberts is the one that brings the play in to Jones. Bit of a long play call. As they flip Zimmer and Heist to the other side of the field from the receivers. Now they bring Zimmer across the formation. They hand it to Jones going the other way, though. And he fights through one man, and it's going to be a face mask. That's why he lost his helmet in the middle. So nonetheless, Tomcats are going to give up 15 yards and a first down. And I think Colton Jones is allowed to keep his helmet in that moment, getting it ripped off like that. But we'll see. Or stay in the game. He couldn't keep his helmet. And they do walk it up. As that one, unfortunately, everybody could see, certainly once the helmet popped off of Colton Jones. But the Tomcat defense knows that they're going all out here. 4:27 on the clock. If anything, you need a turnover, and you're expecting Hayden Jones or Colton Jones to cough it up, and that's not something you can really rely on. As Jones relays the play, they come to the line. He's going to have Colton in the backfield with him. This time they go 2 receivers wide. It means he's going to have 2 tight ends in there somewhere in Heiss and Zimmer. They're waiting as long as they can now, are the Wildcats. Jones gets it, hands it to Colton Jones, runs right up the middle. He does get almost stopped on the first one, but keeps his legs driving, picks up 5 yards on that first down run. And this is the Wildcats doing what they do best, just salting away the clock, running the ball for 5-yard gains every time, getting first downs when they need it. Again, taking their time here. This ball, when they snap it, is probably going to be 3:25 on the clock, if not 3:20. We'll see just how impatient Jones can get. He is a sophomore quarterback. We'll see if that factors into it. Hands it off to Colton Jones. Got through a couple Tomcats because they were already sitting on the ground, unfortunately. And he does, just short of the first down, it looks like. It only picks up about 4 yards. And Xavier Heiss is going to need to come out of this game. He's holding his shoulder in a way that shows that it is dislocated if I've ever seen one. So they're going to have to bring in a different tight end here. We'll see if that matters. He can't lift that shoulder at all, and he's in plenty of pain. So Xavier Heiss hopefully is all right in enough to, maybe pop his shoulder back in, whatever he's got to do there. As that's an empty formation. Jones is in his own back there. He's going to run it right up the right side. He's going to pick up a first down and more. Tomcats got to bring him down. They finally do at the 47-yard line, but that is a first down. And Noah Smith is hurt back at about the 36. He's holding that knee and his legs. Oh, we're going to have to go ahead and take a injury timeout here for you for Noah Smith here on your Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7.
There's only one perfect food for watching or listening to sports. Pizza! Get ready for the game by calling one of the 3 locations of Little Italy Pizza in Nelsonville, Gloucester, or New Straitsville. Dough made fresh every day with 3 crusts to choose from, with all the toppings a pizza lover craves. Little Italy Pizza also features mouth-watering subs, sandwiches, salads, and appetizers. Open 7 days a week. Gloucester, New Straitsville, and Nelsonville. Locally owned and operated.
In Nelsonville, Fred Wolf Automotive is your local solution to your automotive needs. Whether it's your first car or your last, they are here to help. People always ask, who is Fred Wolf? He was their great-great-grandpa who had a car dealership in Nelsonville in the 1950s. They thought it was fitting to bring his name and some of his entrepreneurial spirit back to life. The inventory is constantly changing, so if they do not have what you are looking for, please give him a call. Local people who love to help local people. Fred Wolf Automotive, located at 1273 Chestnut Street in Nelsonville, 614-309-1756.
I've never been a fan of math until McDonald's introduced their buy one, get one for $1 deal. Let me explain. So, with their BOGO $1 deal, you get to choose 2 of your faves from 3 delicious options. A McChicken, small fries, or McDouble. You following along? And when you buy one, you get the second one for $1. Now I got your attention, huh? So that's 3 options. You choose 2 of them. That's 6 delicious combinations. Don't believe me? Chew on it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Valid for item of equal or lesser value.
Reliable propane services by Rutland Bottled Gas. For over 70 years, Rutland Bottled Gas has been the trusted name in propane for southeastern Ohio and northern West Virginia. From tank installations and fillings to top-quality gas appliances, the professional team ensures you'll get the best service and products. Visit RutlandBottledGas.com or call 740-742-2511. Rutland Bottled Gas, fueling your home, fueling your life. Reliable, professional propane service provided by Rutland Bottled Gas. Here for you then, here for you now.
Pidcock Glass is the largest full-service glass company in the area. They've been serving Southeast Ohio for over 30 years and have over 100 years in combined experience. They do it all: commercial, residential, screen, mirrors, tabletops, and heavy equipment. Have a unique issue? Just let them know. Check them out online at pidcockglass.com or call 740-753-4527 to set up an appointment or stop in at 500 East Canal Street in Nelsonville. Pidcock Glass.
The Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7.
After the injury to Noah Smith, they do get him off the field. Appeared to be a little better than what originally looked like there. The pain was just a stinger kind of pain. But 2:33 on the clock, first down, Wildcats. Boy, did the Tomcats need a turnover, which again means you got to strip it out of Colton Jones or Hayden Jones' hands, and that's just not going to happen very often. As the Tomcats don't get called for the possible offside from Luke Osborne, and the quarterback dive is a 5-yarder for the Wildcats, and a timeout comes from Coach Ferris because he's trying to preserve as much as he can for this offense if he gets the opportunity here. It's going to be 2nd down and 5. We'll keep this timeout here as we set up the fact that the Tomcats need the turnover, need the 3 and out just as bad, but the Wildcats can run a good bit of time off with these next 2 plays still, as I believe Coach Ferris does have one more. So there's a possibility of, it runs quickly, you call that timeout, you force the 4th down to run as much time off as you can later. But we'll just have to see here as the Tomcats do jog back out. Defensive scheme pretty easy to talk about for Coach Ferris. That was just a timeout for the sake of having a timeout, stopping the clock. 14-6, Wildcats are leading. As it's been 2 plays for the Wildcats. That's really all it's been. They've had a couple deep plays aside from that, but otherwise it's just 5-yard run, 5-yard run, 5-yard run until 4th down. Then they can't do anything. Then the Tomcats find a way to step up. But those 2 scoring plays, the long scoring plays, 1-play scoring drives, is what's killed the Tomcats at the moment. Hayden Jones, Colton Jones in the backfield, 2 receivers to his right. He's got 2 receivers to his left. Tomcats almost jump, but they don't. Jones runs away from a couple Tomcats. Now he's even further away. Now he's got some space, and he does get dragged down at the end, but he gets a 1st down in the process up at the 35-yard line, and Coach Ferris does not call the timeout. Obviously, clock stops to get the chain set, but it'll get rolling here soon. As the official waiting, and he rolls it. Coach Ferris doesn't take the timeout. Defensive coordinators out there for the Tomcats talking to him. Got to strip, got to punch it out. As this next snap is going to be under 2 minutes. Jones and Jones in the backfield. He sends his 2 receivers out to the left. His tight ends are to his right. He's still waiting. He's going to wait for the official to put at least the 10 hand, if not the 5. Waits for the 10. Now gets set. Hard count. Doesn't go on the first one. Somebody jumped. Wildcats jumped. As it looked like the Wildcat offensive line was trying to anticipate the second clap. Moved just a touch early there. And that's a savior for the Tomcats as it stops the clock and it forces this 1st down play to be just a little bit further out. Maybe this gives you the opportunity to pull something away. Play comes in, Jones relays. Same formation, 2 receivers to his left, tight ends to his right. Jones in the backfield with him. Tomcats, they're bringing some pressure right up the middle. Colton Jones gets through it, though. Colton Jones is moving. He might have a 1st down. He's right up there just short of it, maybe. Yes, he is. They're going to say he picked up 14 yards. Colton Jones on that one. Just a phenomenal run. As that time, the Tomcats brought everybody up to crowd the line of scrimmage, but once somebody was able to block him, give Colton Jones just enough space, it was easy to make it to where he did. First down here with 1:10 on the clock. That'll put it away. Coach Ferris has a timeout, but he probably wouldn't use it at that point. Hands it to Jones. Jones, he's through. He's up to the 20-yard line, and that's going to be it. Coach Ferris looks to the official and says, I'm not going to do it. So now with first down, 1:02, clock stopped. Now it rolls. We only have to run 2 plays here for the Wildcats to walk away with the 14-6 win and the TVC Hocking crown. Wildcats feeling good about it as they now also maybe lock up top 4 there in Division 6. And an opportunity to host a couple playoff games there in Wolf Creek, along with Beverly, Fort Fry. Week 11 is going to be a party down there on Wolf Creek. Might as well get ready for it now, even with 1 week to go. As I heard a whistle, as the officials do spot the ball. They are going to have to snap it one time. I do think that is true. I think they snapped the ball with more than 40 seconds on the clock that first time. And now they snap the second one. Jones knees it. And that finishes it up for us. 14-6, the Waterford Wildcats win and take the TVC Hocking here in 2024. We'll be right back with your postgame on your Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7.
Since 1926, Athens Insurance Services has focused on doing one thing and doing it well, providing peace of mind through affordable, comprehensive insurance protection. Whether you're looking for car insurance for your new teenage driver, home insurance for your first home, protection for your business or life insurance, they've got you covered. Representing Central Insurance Company, count on Andrew, Mike, Kendra, Hannah, Chelsea, and Brent. Athens Insurance Services at 375 Richland Avenue. Call 740-593-6639.
That man. Call the man. Call the man. Just call the man. Just call the man. You better call that man. Call the man. We'll call the man. Call the man. Why didn't you call the man? I should have called the man like you said.
Call Coach's Appliance Heating and Air to take care of your appliances along with your heating and cooling needs. Call or text Nick today at 740-594-1865. That's 740-594-1865. A family-owned business since 1986. Coach's Appliance Heating and Air.
Our area is a great place to live. It's a great place to raise a family. One of our basic purposes is to serve the financial needs of this area. The money we lend is used to send kids to college, finance new businesses which create new jobs, and much, much more. We're an equal housing lender. First National Bank. Together we grow. Member FDIC. Online at first-national.com.
Football season is here. Keep your athletes at their best with Holzer in Athens. Dr. Jason Cox Orthopedics and Dr. Aaron Ramsey Chiropractic Care are currently accepting new patients. From follow-up care to injury repair, our healthcare team at Holzer Athens will keep your athlete in the game. Call 855-446-5937 to schedule your appointment today. That's 855-446-5937.
Since 1926, Athens Insurance Services has focused on doing one thing and doing it well, providing peace of mind through affordable, comprehensive insurance protection. Whether you're looking for car insurance for your new teenage driver, home insurance for your first home, protection for your business or life insurance, they've got you covered. Representing Central Insurance Company, count on Andrew, Mike, Kendra, Hannah, Chelsea, and Brent. Athens Insurance Services at 375 Richland Avenue. Call 740-593-6639.
Nothing really ever stays the same. Things get better or they get worse. Things grow or they get smaller. Communities are no exception. The life of a community is determined by the activities of the people who live there. What we do today will decide the future. Shop locally whenever you can. First National Bank. Together we grow. Member FDIC. Online at first-national.com.
The Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7.
Welcome back here. Your Game of the Week post-game here on Wild Country 107.7. It was the Trimble Tomcats falling to the Waterford Wildcats 14-6. And it seals up the TVC hockey for these Waterford Wildcats. They play Belpre next week. It's pretty much a foregone conclusion that they are going to finish up the season with the undefeated TVC hockey record there. So they do get to get the lovely crown this year. First time in a while. It's traded back and forth between the Tomcats and the Eastern Eagles for a long time, but now the Wildcats get their opportunity to hoist it once again. And a great job by them tonight. They walked in here, played their game. I mean, long drives that either ended in scores or ended in four and outs, for the Tomcat defense. So I think that's exactly what you wanted if you were the Wildcats. You came in here, had a grind out kind of game, and forced the Tomcats to play behind and forced the Tomcats to play a little bit of catch-up, which is not their preference. That is for sure. They like to run the ball while they are out up and ahead, but that time tonight they just couldn't quite, as they did everything they could to on the offensive side. The offense fought. Matt Moyer, Luke Osborne, Trevor Gowan, they were falling forward than they had to. The amount of fourth downs that, as many fourth downs as they stopped the Wildcats tonight, the Tomcats turned right back up and picked them up. They did a lot of damage on fourth down to be able to keep their drives going. They just couldn't find the end zone in the end. They'd give up that fourth down conversion or whatever, and just wouldn't quite get there in the end, or they have to punt it because it would be a fourth down and too long, things like that. So the Wildcats just did a good job having their defense step up at the right moments, as they should. They're setting themselves up extremely well in the Division 6 Region 23 playoffs there, as yes, Beverly Fort Fry is still right ahead of them, a team that they lost to. But a win like this against the top-level Tomcat team, a win next week against Belpre, all it takes is Fort Fry to slip up a little bit, and they get to jump into that top four, host a couple games. But nonetheless, make sure Week 11 that in some variation you are down on Wolf Creek, because Fort Fry and Waterford are both going to be hosting games there, maybe two games. We'll just have to see how it works out. These Tomcats, they fought hard tonight. Brady Jasek, you could say it wasn't his best night from quarterback, but guess what? You've got a sophomore quarterback in arguably one of the biggest games that he has played so far in his career, and that's just how that goes sometimes. You had great guys in the backfield running. It was just the defense. Sometimes they just didn't quite have it there. A couple long runs on great blocks from Max Roberts that really just sprung this game into a different level for these Wildcats. Trimble, this will knock them down to 5-4, an opportunity to go 6-4 against a winless River Valley team next week. Feel like they are going to be able to wrap that up. A 6-4 record will put them between probably 6-4 on that Division 7 Region 27 playoff roster there. Would love to see them get 2 home games hosted, but if they don't, that is understandable here, as this was a tough loss for the Tomcats. They make their way slowly but surely back over to the locker room. As that's going to do it here for me on your Game of the Week on Wild Country. Do got to let you know, coming up next week, we do have plenty more playoff action in the volleyball world. On Tuesday night, we will be in Wellston as the Federal Hockey Lady Lancers play Southeastern in a district semifinal, Division 6 district semifinal. And then on Wednesday night, Wild World of Sports night, here on Wild Country 107.7, you will still be able to hear the Nelsonville York Lady Buckeyes start their playoff run in a district semifinal, Division 6 district semifinal against Lucasville Valley. So 2 volleyball games leading up to your final regular season football game next Friday night. Should be a good one. Make sure you're tuned in with us here. For Mark Hunter back at the studio, I'm Isaiah Lyle. Good night, everybody.
Tonight's high school football game on Wild Country 107.7 was brought to you by Pidcock Glass, McFadden Insurance, Tinks Auto Trading Post, your local McDonald's, First National Bank, Little Italy Pizza in Nelsonville, Gloucester, and New Straitsville, J&K Contracting, Fred Wolf Automotive, Athens Insurance Services, Athens Automotive Keys, Rutland Bottled Gas, Tri-County Career Center, H&R Block, Holzer Health System, and Coach's Appliance Heating and Air. Join us again next time for more exciting high school football action on Wild Country 107.7 WSEO Nelsonville.